Here in Honolulu, Hawaii, for Dylan Raiola, top-ranked quarterback in the class of 2024, a trip to the islands for the Polynesian Bowl means much more. The new Nebraska Cornhusker has returned to his homeland along with some of the top talent in the country to play his final high school football game. He'll suit up for Team Mackay against Team Mauka in the 7th edition of the Polynesian Bowl. Well, please excuse us if it sounds like we're rubbing it in a little bit, but the weather here in Hawaii, as you can imagine, absolutely perfect. The perfect conditions for another edition of the Polynesian Bowl. Once again, it is Kunui'akea Stadium on the campus of Kamehameha Kapalama that will serve as the stage. Aloha, everybody. Next to Steve Weich, I'm Kanoa Leahy. And Steve, Dylan Raiola, one of the guys who is celebrating his Hawaiian ancestry. And that's really the whole point of this thing, right? Is celebrating the long-standing tradition, the game of football, and the Polynesian culture.
And what's great about it is so many of roughly 50 players from the mainland who come over who may not have Polynesian ties are also over here this week learning so much about the culture and vice versa. That's a great offshoot off the field. We got so many good things on the field with all of these top shelf high school all-stars.
Oh, top shelf is right. In fact, a record tying 8 5-star athletes here in this game.
And let's start with wide receiver Terry Bussey, the #1 ranked athlete in the country. He is number 2 on Team Mauka. He's been working in the slot all week, but he was a high school quarterback in Timpson, Texas, the first junior since Kyler Murray to be Mr. Texas football. And on the other side of the football, defensive lineman Jordan Ross. This is an edge rusher, a 6'4", 233-pound recruit going to Tennessee, one of several Tennessee commits. He is somebody who can close on the quarterback, someone to keep an eye on. Again, number 8 on the Mauka team in the blue jerseys. Now let's go over to Team Mackay, Mike Matthews. This guy, this wide receiver, another Tennessee commit, 6'1", 180 out of suburban Atlanta, 39 catches, 751 yards, also a great athlete, was offered Division I basketball scholarships. He is a thrill a minute when he gets his hands on the ball. And on the defensive side, the person who has caught more attention than anyone, David Stone, number 0 for Team Mackay in the white jerseys. He's going to play nose tackle. He's going to play defensive end. He is a massive game record, 6'4", 275. He is going to Oklahoma.
And so once again, that is at the heart of this event. You have top-notch talent. You honor past traditions as well as look ahead to the future stars of this great game of football. Another tradition here, the week of the Polynesian Bowl, the players learn the ritual haka. And so let's go to it. The pre-game haka, and we'll have kickoff on the other side. Come on!
It's been so long since I've seen you. You guys should come over and watch the game again this Sunday. We would love that.
You said you didn't want to watch the game with them.
What? No, I didn't, sweetie.
You said they never stop talking.
Girl, I never said that. She just be making stuff up. We don't need to see the replay. You always check it.
This What Really Happened replay is brought to you by Progressive. One thing no one would challenge, saving money when you bundle home and auto with Progressive.
See?
Where is that bus?
Why is everyone talking about Navage and nasal irrigation?
I was dealing with some just bad nasal congestion, post-nasal drip.
Navage is simple. Your nose is the body's air filter, but it's not perfect. Navage is a drug-free way to help flush out allergens, mucus, and germs using powered suction. Join nearly 4 million Navage users so you can breathe better, snore less, and feel healthier.
It was 2-3 minutes of my time, and I'm right back to normal. I could breathe.
Navage, clean nose, healthy life.
We are trying really hard to get you Reese's Peanut Butter Cups, but there is only so much we can do here. You're gonna have to meet us halfway. Well, the whole way, actually.
In-flight entertainment? Not so entertaining. The big screen. The 3-row Lexus TX.
Welcome back here, Kunuiakea Stadium on the campus of Kamehameha School's Kapalama as we bring you another edition of the Polynesian Bowl. Team Makai and Team Mauka. Let's take a look at the celebrity head coaches here for these two teams. For Team Mauka, which represents the mountains, it will be none other than Marvin Lewis, former head coach of the Cincinnati Bengals for 16 years. Currently a special advisor at Arizona State, but all-around good guy and a guy who has really relished his week here in the islands, as has his good friend coaching Team Makai, which represents the ocean or the sea, Mike Zimmer, former head coach of the Minnesota Vikings and was also a defensive coordinator under Marvin Lewis for a half dozen years with the Cincinnati Bengals. Again, we know that there are some harsh weather conditions elsewhere in the country, but here we are very lucky to be able to say sunny, beautiful, 78 degrees. Kanoa Leahy next to Steve Weich. And down on the field, we'll be hearing intermittently from Kainoa Carlson and Mark Carpenter. So Team Mauka won the coin toss, elected to receive. And here we go, Steve, another edition of the Polynesian Bowl about to get underway.
Absolutely see Team Makai kicking with the slight breeze that is coming off the sea. We're seeing Terry Bussey. Sorry, that is not Bussey. He's back there. Well, we will see Isaac Wilson starting at quarterback.
Yeah, it looked like we have Terry Bussey and Quasi Gilmer back to receive for Team Mauka. The pre-game haka certainly riled up the fans, as did the rendition of the national anthem and Hawaii Pono'i, which is the Hawaii state anthem, by a collection of very harmonious Maui firefighters. And of course, the island of Maui having gone through so much going back to the wildfires in August. And again, the crowd, I think, electrified by that. And a perfect way to start this thing. And let's get started by meeting the starting quarterback for Team Mauka, Isaac Wilson. He is from Corner Canyon in Utah, a four-star athlete. And yes, he is the younger brother of Zach Wilson. He is of Hawaiian ancestry. In fact, his middle name is the Hawaiian name known as Kavika.
Yeah, he's someone I really want to see. I mean, he's been an all-state player. We know the bloodlines. Going to the rival school, his brother went to Brigham Young University, as so many of the commits that we're going to see today. He is at Utah.
And so ball will start at the 25-yard line. Micah Ka'apana will be the tailback here, lining up behind Wilson. They fake the handoff, and they throw it to the far side. And this is going to be a completion to Quasi Gilmore, the 6'2", 180-pound receiver from Sierra Canyon High School, a UCLA signee. Let's meet the starters for Mauka: DeAndre Carter, Preston Taumua, Josh Tavui, Sendra Afua, and Bennett Warren. The big fellas up front. And then at the skill positions, Christian Benton-Kerr at the tight end, Bryant Wesco. You featured Terry Bussey in the open, Gilmer with that catch right there, and Micah Ka'apana, who is headed to Michigan, in the backfield. Wilson looking to throw, now getting flushed, and he will check down. This is a completion to Ka'apana.
So you see they're kind of moving with some short possessions right here as we look at the defenses.
Jaden Jackson, Booker Pickett, David Stone, perhaps the standout of the week of practice here in the islands. Devo Tuatanga, Jason Mitchell, and Keo Patu, as well as Jalen Hayward, Rashawn Clark, Dylan Williams, Charles Correa, who is a local product who moved up to the continent, Ephraim Asiata, the son of Matt Asiata, also in the starting lineup. So third down here for Team Mauka. Wilson again looking to throw, and this is a completion to Benton-Kerr. And he's going to be tackled, and they're going to give him forward progress just enough, about a yard worthy of the first down.
Yeah, really nice read on that drag route where you see Wilson drops back, surveys the field, comes out nice, safe completion. We see some safe throws early on in this game. And Benton-Kerr going to Clemson University. This is a big-bodied kid, 6'5", 240. That's the one thing when you see these five-star and these four-star high school players, they look like they're ready to step on the field, in the collegiate field right now.
Again, Wilson looking to throw. So the fourth straight snap where he has looked to throw the football, and Bryant Wesco this time on the receiving end. Another Clemson guy will play for head coach Dabo Swinney, 5-star from Midlothian High School in Texas.
You know, one thing we're going to see, both teams are going to play a four-man front on defense. So that's kind of a structure 4 across the front, 3 at linebackers, and the 4 DBs. So nothing real trickeration in here in terms of going cover 3s, cover this or that. Pretty standard alignment here.
Isaac Wilson headed to Utah. And it's going to be a give to Ka'apana. And Ka'apana, who will be one of the guys looking to fill the role and take the baton from running back Blake Corum, who had such an incredible career. Charles Correa there on the stop. But Ka'apana, who will play for running backs coach Mike Hart, also happens to own the Wolverines rushing record over there. So a good guy to learn from.
Yeah, absolutely not a bad player to learn from whatsoever. And then the body types are somewhat similar. Hart's a little bit stockier, but exactly the type of player you want to learn from, someone who's been there and not too long ago.
Ka'apana, who hails from the islands, from Waianae over on the western side of Oahu, but moved up to Vegas and finished his prep career at Bishop Gorman. Here's a wide open man down the field. This is Christian Bentancur, and this is a house call. We do have a penalty flag back behind the line of scrimmage.
Personal foul, hands to the face. Number 74 of the offense. A 15-yard penalty to still 3rd down.
And so the touchdown is waved off as Justin Tawanu'u, the 6'6", 285-pounder from Huntington Beach High School, headed to USC, called for the penalty.
And you're seeing it right here. You're seeing it back up, bang. There's the initial contact, the hand to the face. You see the helmet come off. That was easy to call. That's against Stone. And then negates a fantastic throw and catch to Bentancur. We're just talking about him, the big tight end at Clemson. Some people look at the specs, 6'5", 240 in the build. He's a blocker. We saw he can catch and get downfield, Kanoa.
Yeah, some of these young players, I mean, you forget that these are guys who, some of them early enrollees for sure, but guys who in many cases are still in high school and just monstrous and impressive athletes. So 3rd and a hefty one. Fake handoff. Wilson rolling to his left. He's going to throw. That's a tough angle. He completes it, and there is his tight end, Bentancur, again.
And he escaped Booker Pickett. I mean, that was a really nice. You saw the athleticism of Wilson to escape to his left, to roll out, and to make the throw to his guy right now. We're going to call him his guy. Now, watch the athleticism right here. Pickett's got him. He digs down, recocks the arm. Beautiful ball in stride to Bentancur. It's a nice little combination that we're seeing early on in this game.
So good completion there, but still well short of the line to gain. So 4th down coming up. And it'll be Jack Devins, the long snapper, snapping it to Michael Salgado Medina. He is the Arizona commit, a 3-star punter. And it will be Rashawn Clark back to receive. He lets it hit the turf and roll out of bounds. So pretty decent field position here for Team Makai's offense. We will see them when we come back from beautiful Honolulu, Hawaii.
You get to the pros, everybody's talented. Whoever is the most prepared is the one that's going to dominate.
I mean, my surface is always in front of me. You know, when we're in meetings, I have the ability to draw up our new plays, take notes, but to have something that keeps it all in order for me is huge.
It's really essential on game day. When you're out there, your brain is moving extremely fast, heart pumping. Surface, it just slows it all down.
You see a certain look, you adjust, and if you adjust the right way, it gives you the opportunity to be able to go out there and score a touchdown.
We know things don't quite add up right now. So we've lowered the price on hundreds of your favorite IKEA products. Because when the cost of living is high, we find new ways to go low. It's why we're here. That's a promise, not a promo.
Attention, all students. Today, I'm calling on the trendsetters and the underdogs. In this game, there's a position for everybody.
What's good, y'all? I'm here with Dylan Raiola. Man, you're back home. How does it feel?
Feels great to be back home in front of my family. You know, I'm excited to play on Friday.
Yeah. You got a lot of people coming out to support you or what?
Yeah, I said the whole island. That's kind of an exaggeration, but I'm ready to go.
The whole island's rocking with you, man. You better put on a show. Talk to me about your high school experience, your college decision. What all went into that?
Yeah, just praying about it, really trusting my parents, trusting my faith, and, you know, I'm happy I landed at Nebraska. You know, we're about to wake that sleeping giant up, and it's going to be a lot of fun.
Oh, I know home is Hawaii. Nebraska's pretty cold. Is you ready for that weather?
Oh, I'm ready. You got to play football in the cold eventually if you want to play in the league.
Yeah. Hey, well, best of luck, man. Excited to see what you do during the game, brother.
All right, big mahalo to Destroying for helping us with some of those interviews. And yes, Dylan Raiola, he comes in as the cream of the crop, 6'3", 230 from Buford High School in Georgia, a 5-star, the #1 quarterback according to 24/7. He is headed to Nebraska after having flipped from both Georgia and Ohio State. And he comes back home where he grew up for a good portion of his childhood, and he completes his first pass right near the first down marker. And it is Jordan Anderson on the receiving end of that one, 6 foot, 165-pound receiver headed to Oregon State. Michael Uini, a monster of a man. He is the left tackle. Manasseh Itete, Elijah Thurman, Donovan Harbor, and Brandon Baker, the front line for Team Mackay. Carter Nelson, Logan Saldate, Mike Matthews, Te Nakua, younger brother of Puka Nakua, who was one of the honorary captains out there along with Carter Nelson.
And you saw Mike Matthews. He's the standout from Parkview High School, suburban Atlanta, not too far from where Dylan Raiola played school in Buford, Atlanta, with the incomplete pass. Couldn't quite snatch it as it got to the sideline, but Matthews is a big-time player headed to Tennessee. Just a fantastic athlete. Again, offered a D1 basketball scholarship, could play on both sides of the ball. That won't be the last time they're going to attempt to get him the ball.
We mentioned Michael Uini. Keep an eye on him, the left tackle, number 55. 6'7", 335-pounder from Copperas Cove High School in Texas. That is a handoff to Caden Durham. He's not going to go very far. Stout defense that time up front for Team Mauka.
Yeah, he looked like he was stacked up by Jordan Ross. As we talked about him early in the game, another Tennessee commit, another one we have in this game, about 6'5", 230. So next time we see him on a college field, he's probably going to be weighing about 250. You know, you could see the frame and a lot of the size he put on there, but man, he can close and is a big-time effort guy on top of the athleticism.
So 3 and out here. As we have a 4th down punt situation. Rylan Vagana, the #1 long snapper in the nation out of Mater Dei. He will be snapping to the punter, Tyler Kinsman, who is the #1 punter, according to Chris Saylor Kicking. And he shows why. That is a majestic shot that is fair caught inside the 20 there by Terry Bussey. Well, part of the week's experiences, and invaluable experiences at that, all of the players in the Polynesian Bowl, they go out to the North Shore here on the island of Oahu, and they take in the sights at the Polynesian Cultural Center.
Kick off Super Bowl 58 weekend with NFL Honors, hosted by Keegan-Michael Key. Find out who will be named the best of the best.
We can make this world a better place than we found it.
NFL Honors, presented by Invisalign, Thursday, February 8th at 9/8 Central.
A logo can do more than identify your company. It can connect in meaningful ways, energize your team, and inspire your customers. We're 4imprint, and we know your logo on the right product can create moments that matter. With 30 years of experience and thousands of products to choose from, we guarantee your order will be right the first time, on time, and for a great price. Be certain that the right moments will matter. Explore thousands of promotional products at 4imprint.com.
4imprint, for certain.
My biggest fear in the middle of my addiction was that I would never be able to get over it and that my kids wouldn't have a father.
Crippling depression, anxiety, exhaustion.
I was in prison and her mom had a heart attack.
There's a lot of institutional issues and challenges that suggest to us that dads aren't essential, and I've always rejected that.
Sometimes you don't have to know everything about being a dad. You just gotta be there.
Some of the best draft-eligible players head to Mobile, Alabama for the 75th Reese's Senior Bowl. That's Sunday, February 3rd at 1 p.m. Eastern, exclusively on NFL Network and streaming on NFL Plus. Well, Laiatu Latu of UCLA, the 2023 Polynesian Defensive Player of the Year, first team All Pac-12. He will be participating in the Senior Bowl. Led UCLA with 13 sacks, and he is down on the field with our own Mark Carpenter.
Canoa, thank you very much. Yes, standing by with Laiatu Latu, an absolute force out of UCLA, reigning Polynesian Defensive Player of the Year. Congratulations on all your success. Take me through, what is your preparation like for the Senior Bowl right now?
Really, I'm just training at Exos Phoenix, training with a bunch of guys that I play with from Washington State, Oregon, a bunch of guys. But really just training over there, get my mind, body, mentally ready for the Senior Bowl. I got my pass rush coach coming out Thursdays through Saturday, training with me, getting ready for one-on-ones and stuff. So really just getting ready for that whole week.
You played in this game back in 2019 at the old Aloha Stadium, a different venue this time. But what kind of memories does this bring back for you?
It brings back a lot of memories. I mean, I remember going to the Shriners Hospital, meeting a lot of kids, that weren't as fortunate as many, and it's a humbling moment. And from the game, really, I just, Puka Nukua's here. I remember seeing him going crazy that game, so it brings back a lot of memories, yeah.
You got a bright future ahead. Laiatu Latu, thank you very much. Sending it back to you, Kanoa.
Hey, thanks a lot, Mark. As we return to live action, and Isaac Wilson still quarterbacking the offense for Team Mauka, scrambles for positive yardage. Dylan Williams headed to Oregon next year. A 6'2", 210-pound linebacker from Long Beach Poly, a 4-star, making the defensive stop. You get the feeling, though, just hearing from and seeing some of the highlights of Laiatu Latu, he is about to pounce on the league here in the not-too-distant future.
Look, you read everything and you hear it, you talk to folks. He's a projected first-round draft pick. I live in Los Angeles, saw a lot of the action. He's a completely disruptive player, plays a premier position. I would expect big things from him pretty quickly in the NFL.
Here's Wilson. He's going to check it down to Christian Bentancur, and Bentancur showing again the ability to really victimize the defense with his legs. The run after the catch gets a first down, taken down by Ofa Falekaono, a 6', 240-pounder from Maui High School, just the second MIL player to participate in the Polynesian Bowl.
Again, seeing Wilson, a little pressure in his face, runs out, and then Bentancur is just so big. Again, a 6'5", 240-pound tight end, getting ready to go to Clemson. He's a tough guy. Clearly, him and Wilson have got something going here over and over.
And there's a completion to the far sideline. That's Quasi Gilmer, headed to UCLA. 3-star receiver at 35 catches for 663 yards and 6 touchdowns in 2023.
The one thing we have not seen yet here is Wilson get under center. I'm wondering if they're going to do that at all. That's one thing Dylan Raiola is. When you watch tape on him, he gets under center, can play from the shotgun, from the pistol. But right now, Wilson exclusively playing from either the pistol or the shotgun right now. I'm waiting for Terry Bussey, who's lining up in the slot, number 2, to get his hands on the ball, because that is a special talent.
Over 4,500 yards passing for Wilson this past season. He hands it off there to Keola Abduhan, 5'6", 170-pound running back out of St. Louis School. No commitment here, but he is rudely met up front by Jaden Jackson, who is Oklahoma bound.
I mean, look at the penetration, just stuffed. And then you're just seeing the tackle right there. Oh, he's letting you know where he's from.
Yeah.
Big time play.
Hard to miss that guy. 6'2", 300 out of IMG Academy. Already enrolled at Oklahoma, as is David Stone. In fact, they're roommates. And they're going to be getting back to work when they get back to Norman here after the week in Hawaii.
I hope they're suite mates, because I don't know if a room is big enough for both of those guys.
As that pass is complete to the near side. Ryan Wesco on the reception.
Okay, I think right now that Isaac Wilson is scheduled to go to Utah. Is going to flip to Clemson, because he keeps on throwing. We know Wesco is going to Clemson. He's throwing to Bentancur, who's going to Clemson. They're doing very simple timing routes, though. And that's something that once these guys get a feel, maybe that changes. Keep in mind, they have not been in pads all week. This is the first time that they're going full go like this. So little rhythm going, a little sweat going, but kind of what we saw when we were on the field pregame, these guys are not taking this as like an all-star game. This is a big-time showcase for them.
All right, well, don't be surprised when you see some of those emails from the Utah coaches after that Clemson comment. This is a completion to the far
Oh, there he
side.
is.
And here he goes. Little run after the catch by Terry Bussey. Just absolutely explosive. Jalen Hayward headed to UCF. Able to make the stop. Now, the interesting thing about Bussey, yet to sign, and he does have several visits remaining before the traditional National Letter of Intent Day in February.
Again, this guy is what they consider an athlete, right? He played quarterback in high school in Timpson, Texas. The first junior since Kyler Murray to be named Mr. Texas Football. We know how difficult that is. 5'10", 180, also a standout safety. Again, so he's somebody who can play a multitude of positions, hence the athlete tag behind that number 1.
Wilson in trouble, and he goes down. A couple of Team Mackay defenders there on the scene. Booker Pickett and Jaden Jackson. Pickett, a Miami signee, 6'3", 205, out of Wharton High School in Tampa, Florida.
Yeah, his uncle, Ryan Pickett, played for the Green Bay Packers for most of his professional career, so the bloodlines are there. You saw him get around the corner with just true bad intentions.
Isaac Wilson thinking to himself, I thought this was an all-star game, but no, these guys aren't playing around here. Once these competitors get on the field, right, they want to win.
Yeah, look, and like you said, this is the last time these guys are playing high school football. A lot of them are leaving this game, going straight to their college campuses, some of them going back to high school. But this is the real deal. They want to show the 4 stars that they're 5-star eligible, things like that.
And this is Abduhan out of the backfield, and he's going to be iced out of bounds prior to the line to gain. So 4th down coming up again here for Team Mauka. Ephraim Asiata, they're forcing the runner Abduhan out of play.
I mean, Asiata going to Brigham Young University. We talked about his father is Matt Asiata, who spent several years playing for Mike Zimmer at the Minnesota Vikings. So again, a lot of bloodlines in this game. We're just starting to tap into some of those too, Canelo.
Salgado Medina again to punt. Keo Patu and Rashawn Clark, the 2 guys deep here for Team Mackay.
This is something you see in all-star games, and you get special teams, most of which these guys didn't play. Some guys don't know when they're supposed to get on the field or where to line up, and we just saw that.
So among the rules here in this all-star game setting, no blitzing, no rushing the kickers or the punters. And so it will be Team Mackay football when we come back. We're still scoreless in Honolulu. Quarter number 1 of the Polynesian Bowl.
If you want to touch bronze, you need to get the golden touch. If you want this V to me victory, you need to make it mean vigorous, villain, vicious. If you want to reach the win bar, you need to lose sleep, lose count. You need to play every game like you got nothing to lose.
I'm an actor in an ad that was given 12 seconds to remind you that if you're high, just don't drive. Because if you feel different, you drive different. It's illegal to drive high everywhere anyway.
Make me go loco, loco. Make me go loco. Make me go loco.
Come seek the Royal Caribbean.
Hey, honey. We thought we'd try something new.
Family art hour. What do you think?
You got jokes. You're funny.
Learn about adopting a teen from foster care. You can't imagine the reward. Learn more at adoptuskids.org.
The Pro Bowl games are taking over Orlando.
That's my cool.
Be there for skills competitions.
Come on!
And the ultimate flag football showdown.
What a catch!
The Pro Bowl games, presented by Verizon. Sunday, February 4th. Get your tickets now.
Welcome back. For the third year in a row, Microsoft and the Polynesian Football Hall of Fame came together to provide local students with access to technology in order to strengthen student learning. In partnership with Microsoft, the Polynesian Football Hall of Fame hosted a STEAM, Science, Technology, Engineering, Arts, and Mathematics event at the Nanakuli Elementary for students from local boys and girls clubs. Students participated in a series of mock NFL combine drills, testing their strength, ability, and stamina, while learning how to interpret the data behind their scores using Microsoft Surface devices. In addition, Microsoft partnered with the Sewell Strong Foundation, a nonprofit founded by the Sewell family, to donate 50 Microsoft Surface laptops to boys and girls clubs across Oahu. How great is that?
It's so fantastic. I mean, Gabe Sewell and his wife, of course, are the parents of Panay Sewell and Nephi Sewell and Noah Sewell, who are all in the NFL, just doing so many great things. And that's a great thing about this week, Kanoa, is there's so many events like this that benefit the island, that these players get to experience. I mean, the organizers of this game, the Polynesian Football Hall of Fame, they do it the right way for the right reasons.
And congrats to Panay Sewell. Meanwhile, Lions getting that victory this past weekend, and first playoff victory in 32 years. And interestingly enough, probably a somewhat conflicted Dylan Raiola, who still is at the helm for Team Mackay, throws down the hash, and it is a perfect dot that is caught by Carter Nelson, the tight end, 6'4", 205-pounder out of Ainsworth High School. And that could be a connection that we see at the college ranks, because he's also a Nebraska Cornhusker.
It's funny that you say that, because I saw them talking every break during practice about things to go through. And Nelson, it's interesting, he's an 8-man football player in Nebraska, so he knows about spacing in the field. He knows how to get open, especially when he's facing zone coverages like this.
33-yard gain there. Raiola trying to avoid some pressure, but he is going to be enveloped. And they're going to give the sack to Justin Scott. He's going to play for Mario Cristobal at Miami, 6'4", 310 D lineman out of Chicago, Illinois.
I mean, what? Now, you're going to see Scott here with some absolute grace, like, this is the dude, I got him. Let me just hug him up, let him go. I'm not going to take him to the ground.
Smart man.
Coaches, thank you very much right there.
And there's a look at the resume for Justin Scott. Big fella, decommitted from Ohio State late November and signed with Miami. All-State Illinois Player of the Year. And again, not much there as this Team Mauka defense not giving up much ground. Caden Durham not able to find anything on the ground. We mentioned the conflict for Dylan Raiola. The Lions win the game. That's his dad's, Dominic Raiola's former team, right? We played for 14 years. But his godfather, Matt Stafford, was on the other side for the Rams.
Can't do anything. Can't sit, can't stand, can't control the ball, can't control your bowels, can't be like Pops, and can't aim, can't stiff arm, sidearm, juke, blitz, cannot deal, can't float like a butterfly, can't sting like a bee, can't win that big game on TV. You're born the original impossible. You spend the rest of your life proving nothing is.
At SimpliSafe, we designed the #1 rated home security system powered by 24/7 professional monitoring for half the cost of traditional home security. So you stay safe for less than $1 a day. There's no safe like SimpliSafe.
You've done the hard part. You quit smoking. Now do the easy part and get scanned for lung cancer. If you smoked, you may still be at risk. but early detection could save your life. Talk to your doctor and learn more at savedbythescan.org.
NFL Game Day morning is your pregame home for divisional weekend. Saturday, how Christian McCaffrey is honoring the memory of his biggest fan.
He's impacted me much more than I've impacted him.
Then on Sunday, Amon-Ra St. Brown tells us what a postseason victory meant to Detroit.
It was the most electric atmosphere I've ever been a part of as a player.
And we preview the huge Mahomes-Allen showdown.
Which one of these monsters a better monster?
NFL Game Day morning, Saturday and Sunday on NFL Network.
It's a little after 4:30 p.m. here in the islands on another spectacular day in Hawaii. One quarter gone by, no score in the Polynesian Bowl, but Polynesian Bowl been around now 7 iterations. You have 40 players on NFL rosters from the Polynesian Bowl, 3 selected to the 2023 Pro Bowl, Tua Tagovailoa Penesul and Puka Nacua, who made quite the splash as a rookie for the LA Rams, breaking records left and right throughout the season, Steve.
Absolutely. We saw in the tough playoff loss to the Lions last week, too, 182 reception yards.
And Puka is in the house, and he is down on the field with our own Kainoa Carlson.
That's right, Steve, Kanoa, thank you guys so much. Puka, just in the last 5 minutes we've been standing here, there's pictures, there's autographs. You haven't turned down a single one. How's this year been for you, man? How has life changed since your very first rookie NFL season?
Yeah, it's definitely changed dramatically on the complete other end of where I thought I was going to be. But it's been such a blessing to have some of the young guys always come up. Even I was at breakfast this morning with some of the players, and to have these guys try to come get a picture and ask some advice from me, I feel like I was just in their spot yesterday. So it's surreal, but it's a huge blessing.
Absolutely. A historical season for you, over 100 catches, NFL records both in yards and receptions. When throughout the season was it clicking for you? Was it working? You look, wow, this is going to be something real special.
I guess I think the bye was a big moment for our team, and I think kind of that moment of just kind of being able to recollect my thoughts and get ready to re-push for the last 8 weeks that we had in the season, of the long season that we played in, but just to regain that kind of confidence and the structure in that bye was something big for me, kind of like that turning point, like, all right, the rest of the 8 weeks, you got to give it everything we got to make the playoffs.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for taking the time. A line is growing here. Everyone wants pictures, videos, and autographs, and he's still as humble as they come. Steve, Kanoa, back up to you guys.
Hey, thanks a lot, Kainoa. Yeah, I would imagine after a season like the one Puka Nacua put together, there are going to be a whole lot of autograph seekers, especially at an event like this. In fact, Puka himself probably getting some autograph seekers coming his way back in 2019 when he was the Polynesian Bowl offensive MVP.
Well, speaking of awards, Kanoa, I don't want you to be bashful here, but congratulations to you on being named Hawaii's National Sports Media Association Sportscaster of the Year. Congratulations, sir. We got you.
Well, thank you. I guess they had to pick somebody, so somehow the bottle spun on me.
Oh, come on now. We know what you do. Congratulations, brother.
Oh, this is one of the highlights working here with you, my friend, and Polynesian Bowl. What a spectacular event. As you see Terry Bussey making the fair catch at about the 14-yard line. What do you make of the fact that it's been a defensive battle through a little more than a quarter so far?
Yeah, look, we're seeing, a lot of these short passes. We're seeing Dylan Raiola and that offense, for Team Mauka, not really gain the traction yet. It's just one of these things that it's the first time they've been able to hit all season long. We did see a touchdown negated by a penalty, but I think, we've seen this before. There's about to be some explosive plays that likely will happen. And now as Team Mauka, it looks like there's a quarterback change. Jake Merklinger, who is another Tennessee signee, taking snaps now.
And his first pass attempt incomplete, intended for Quasi Gilmer. There's a look at Jake Merklinger, 6'3", 195-pounder out of Calvary Day School in Georgia, second Tennessee quarterback to play in the Polynesian Bowl. In the last 2 years, you had 5-star Nico Yamaleava, who was the offensive MVP just a year ago.
Nico came in and lit it up last year. I mean, he was so impressive, got to play in the bowl game for the Volunteers just about a month ago as well. So it's going to be interesting to see the competition, if you want to call it that, next season between him and Merklinger, who goes right back to Gilmer on the same type of route.
Yeah, that time was on target for the completion. Today's game is hosted on the Kamehameha School's Kapalama campus, inspiring our native Hawaiian youth to be confident OEV, or native leaders who will continue their ancestral legacy of greatness and help our communities thrive. And of course, this is just one of the most incredible locations and venues to play high school football in the nation. Kunui'akea Stadium.
Yeah, I mean, we have the hills on one side, the ocean on the other side. The views are great everywhere.
Well, that was a view of a hard hit right there across the field on the far sideline. Keo Patu laying the lumber.
Yeah, look, this is the Washington State committee. You see him playing off the watch him close. That's a big-time play because it was the catch would have been for a first down. For him to close, you saw him shorten that distance with a vengeance. He said, "You're finally going to throw at me. I'm going to make you know who I am." Sure, there's a little more chatter than that going on the field, but you know, you've got to keep it like that in the booth.
It'll probably escalate as this game progresses too. So another punt coming up here. This is Michael Salgado Medina, and a couple of guys deep for Team Mackay. Keo Patu, who just made that hit, and Rashawn Clark, Arizona signee. And you're going to have a little bit of a joust there for the fair catch, but it will be Clark who hauls it in.
Timeout on the field.
So timeout on the field, second quarter underway here at the Polynesian Bowl.
The 2024 Polynesian Bowl is brought to you by Microsoft Surface, official laptop of the NFL, and by Hawaiian Airlines. Hawaii flies with us.
If you want to touch bronze, you need to get the golden touch. If you want this V to me victory, you need to make it me vigorous, villain, vicious. If you want to reach the win bar, you need to lose sleep, lose count. You need to play every game like you got nothing to lose.
Remember space and legroom? That's more like it. The 3-row Lexus TX.
Our money, she's my purpose. I'm here to walk with her, hold her hand until she can walk alone. Kind of like being a father in this world.
Chipotle's carne asada is back. It's our most tender cuts of steak, grilled and seasoned with cumin, oregano, and coriander. Finished with fresh lime and hand-chopped cilantro. Carne asada, this is our best steak ever.
What I thought was a complete life was nowhere near complete. But it is now.
Learn about adopting a teen at adoptuskids.org.
Watch this. We get the team it up, know that we making them nervous. This in the battle, we can't have discussion. I'm talking about doing the verses. So make it a good one.
Welcome back. Scoreless here, second quarter of the Polynesian Bowl, but so many ties back to this place, Honolulu, Hawaii, especially for the Raiola family. Dad, Dominic, who was a starting center for the Detroit Lions seemingly forever, 14 years to be exact, a former Nebraska Cornhusker legend, and actually married his wife Yvonne on this campus at the Bishop Memorial Chapel at the top. And so making the return home for his son Dylan, now the top-ranked quarterback in the country, all the more special, and they are down on the field with Kainoa Carlson.
Yeah, that's right, Kano. Thank you very much. Team Mackay quarterback, one of the top overall recruits in the class of 2024. Dylan Raiola, joined by a football legend, Dominic Raiola. We're happy to have you guys back in a high school career, Dylan, for Arizona, Texas, Georgia, but to be finishing it up here in Hawaii. What does that mean to you? What's it been like?
It's been special to be around all my family, all my friends, to be able to come out to this game and watch me play football. I think could have asked for a better ending. So, I'm very blessed, and I'm excited to keep playing.
Yeah, in addition to celebrating the game, but a lot of this is about educating people, Polynesian culture and history. So in that intrinsic way, it's nice to be back and reconnect to the roots.
Definitely. Always going to the beach when I come back, connecting with the land, and, you just connect with so many other people and, learn new things every time you come back. So, I always look forward to coming back home, and it's a blessing to be back home.
Dominic, every time people interview Dylan or we talk to them, football talent usually comes toward that. They talk about the young man, the humility, and all of the hard work that goes into it. What has the process been like, and how excited are you for the next chapter?
We're really excited. We're really excited about the person he is. We raised him, with Polynesian values, and we're looking forward to his next chapter.
Kano was just saying in the toss down here, is it right you and Yvonne married over here on this campus as well? So good memories for you.
Great memories. She went to school here and we got married here.
Absolutely. Dominic, Dylan, thank you so much for the time. Steve, Kano, back up to you guys.
Thanks a lot, Kano.
Yeah, thanks so much. Look, I was talking to Dominic this week, and he talked about Dylan going to Nebraska, the alma mater of Dominic, where he was the first Remington Award winner, which goes to the best offensive lineman. And I said, look, is the bloodlines, is the family ties to that? He said, no. He said, he really sat on this because we know he had committed to Georgia. They actually moved from Arizona to suburban Atlanta because of that commit. He said, but then he just sat there and he did it on his own with no pressure from anybody. So he was really proud of his son to kind of stand on his own, even though he's got that famous last name.
Big year for the Raiolas. Mentioned Dominic and Yvonne getting married on this campus. They're celebrating their 20th year anniversary here in 2024. Their daughter Taylor graduates from TCU, where she played volleyball. Dylan graduates, obviously, from high school. And next up, they have another QB a couple of years down the road, Dayton, who is going to be making some waves, as you will, I'm sure, hear shortly.
Yeah, I mean, he's there in view for Georgia.
Oh, here's a pick, and this could go the other way. Tyre Alualu is going to pick it and return it for 6.
What a big play by the son of Tyson Alualu. Since we're talking about family ties in this segment, he reads this throw by Alejado beautifully. He steps in front, gets the points on the board. Finally, we've got Micah Alejado in at quarterback. Now look at that. He just stepped into the zone. He had a hook to flat read, picked it, and the most dangerous defender is one with the ball in his hands.
Micah Alejado, the new QB, didn't really get a chance to intro him. He is a 5'10 slinger from the left side out of Bishop Gorman High School, headed to the University of Hawaii, in fact, already enrolled there. He threw 4 interceptions in his high school career, and here in the Polynesian Bowl, he is victimized by Tyre Alualu.
Right, he had no interceptions in leading Bishop Gorman, of course, one of the powerhouses in the United States nationally, to a state championship in Nevada. But that one right there was a gimme. What a play by Tyre Alualu.
And that breaks the ice, our first score of the contest. Trey Coleman now on for the extra point. So big week for the Alualu family. Dad Tyson now with the Detroit Lions. They got that playoff win last weekend, and not only the first playoff win for the Lions in over 3 decades, but the first playoff win in Tyson Alualu's 14-year career.
And how about that? He's been with some very competitive teams. He probably wishes he could have got the opportunity to make a house call, but he's got about 50 pounds on his son playing that nose tackle, D-tackle
to the offense
position.
Try will be from the 8-yard line.
So they're going to back this up a little bit. So what a play there for Alualu, heading to Temple of Hawaiian descent. Had over 15 offers, including Cincinnati, James Madison, Navy, just to name a few.
And one of my colleagues, Kurt Warner, his son is the starting quarterback at Temple. So, yeah, more family ties.
It makes you feel old, doesn't it?
I am old.
You're not alone, my friend, as the extra point is good by Trey Coleman. And we got points here in this edition of the Polynesian Bowl. A pick 6, courtesy Tyre Alualu. 7-0, Team Mauka.
This game is unpredictable. And unbelievable happens. So if you bet, set limits. Never chase your losses. And only bet what you can afford to lose. Learn more at responsibleplay.org.
At Grainger, we know the ones who get it done wear a lot of hats. A hard hat is one, problem solver is another. Whatever the job calls for, we're here for you. We're America's trusted source for industrial-grade products with the scale and resources to deliver and the knowledge to help answer tough product questions. Because we know that hats change, but having access to real people ready to help combined with fast delivery never goes out of style. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Some challenge. I feel like you get taller every time I see you. Congratulations, Brandon.
Get set for divisional playoff weekend Saturday at noon and Sunday at 11 a.m. Eastern with NFL Game Day morning. Saturday, Kurt Warner breaks down how C.J. Stroud and Jordan Love can knock off the 1 seeds. And Sunday, Michael Irvin sits down with Lions wide receiver Amon-Ra St. Brown. Big weekend in the NFL, and Tyson Alualu, now a D-tackle with the Lions, will be part of it. His son, meanwhile, Tyree, well, he's already made a stamp here on this game, the Polynesian Bowl with the pick six. He is down on the field with our Mark Carpenter.
Thank you very much, Kano. Yeah, standing by here with Tyree Alualu, the first big play of this game, pick six going back the other way. Walk me through that sequence. What did you see?
I got number 3, and then I got the flat. So ball snap. I got hands-on with the number 3 wide receiver. He shoots out. I had to jump the route, and it's a route we've been practicing all week. So thanks to Coach Malfala, our outside linebackers coach, I was able to be blessed to get that pick and take it to the crib.
Your family's connection so strong here in the islands. How much more does it mean to you to have your family present?
I mean, this is crazy. You know, I've always dreamed of this. Most of my family hasn't been able to make it out to the mainland to watch me play, so it's a blessing to be out here playing in front of them, and especially to make that big play for them. So it's definitely been a blessing.
All right, and then how does everything work right now? Because your dad, he's got a big weekend ahead. So after tonight, are you heading back out to Detroit?
Yeah, Saturday morning I got my flight back to Detroit. A long haul, but my dad's been there for me so many times. So I mean, it's no problem for me to make that trip. So. Go Lions.
Very good. Congratulations. Tyree Alualu, very busy man. He flying out to Detroit. And before we did this interview, the coaches were like, hey, you got to get back out there. So I'll let you get back out in the field. Mahalo nui. Thank you very much.
Yeah, gotta love the access, but man's got to do some work here. He's not done as we're still in the second quarter, but he does represent the first score of this Polynesian Bowl. Yeah, Tyree's in Honolulu. His dad donning the Honolulu blue in the divisional round of the playoffs this weekend.
It's good he made a good play because they had to put Spillman back in at linebacker because he was on the sideline doing the interview, but I loved it because Marvin Lewis, the head coach, came over and gave him a big hug after that play, so he had no problem with him giving him a sideline shot.
Micah Alejado getting right back to it after throwing the interception. An absolute seed on that pass as we take a look at Micah Alejado. He is headed to the University of Hawaii. In fact, already enrolled, led Bishop Gorman to a 12-0 record, 4th straight Nevada 5A state title this past season. They were also named the 2023 national champions. He is originally from Eva Beach, right here on the island of Oahu, before moving in middle school up to Nevada.
And he's fun to watch on film. They do a lot of RPO type stuff with him. His height is probably part of the reason why. You saw him right there. There's the RPO with the R. A big handoff.
Moi Posse. On the carry, a 6'1", 250 200-pound running back from right here, Kamehameha Kapalama.
But look at the offensive line. A double team to clear the hole, gets to the linebacker, and it's free sailing right there. Again, a big running back. That's a nice play. We talked about how it might take a minute to get the offenses going because they didn't hit all week. They probably haven't hit for a while. Now we're starting to see some sweat flow, starting to see some big plays.
Yeah, Posse, who has big play ability, remains unsigned, was perhaps hurt in his recruitment due to a leg injury suffered in the 2022 season, as Alejado able to complete that one close to the first down marker to Jordan Anderson. So Mike Alejado not at all, it seems, discouraged by throwing the pick six.
No, not at all. He is coming back like, okay, you guys got one. You're not going to see another one in your hands the rest of the game, and I'm going to keep rifling the ball.
We mentioned just 4 interceptions throughout his high school career, threw for over 9,000 yards and 125 touchdowns.
And when you're seeing all the quarterbacks wear wristbands. There's no sideline to sideline communication other than signals. That gives them a number to the wristband. Again, they're not having a lot of substitutions with the play calls either. This is a lot like what they're going to be doing at their universities. Oh, high snap.
Oh, and so Body's having to hit the field to try to recover. Team Malka says they have it, and they do. Recovered by Zayden Wallace out of Campbell High School here on the island of Oahu.
Yeah, you're seeing the high snap. Alejado is only 5'10" right there. That was not Dylan Raiola, who's 6'3", who can get that snap. Now we've got another giveaway on consecutive possessions. That's not something Team Mackay can afford right here. We'll see if Mecklinger, back in at quarterback for Team Mauka, can get the offense rolling because, remember, their offense has not put points on the board. That was a defensive score to give them the 7-0 lead.
Yeah, quick change and turnovers on back-to-back possessions for Team Mackay. And so here is Jake Merklinger, one of 5 Tennessee Vols to participate here in this year's Polynesian Bowl.
It's interesting when you see some of these schools in the Southeast, the Atlantic Coast Conference. Not all those Tennessee commits are of Polynesian descent, but we're seeing more and more. And a lot of people say this is kind of the Tua Tagovailoa factor from where he went to the University of Alabama, and that kind of opened the floodgates to the recruitment of people coming to Hawaii and of Polynesian players. And Polynesian players kind of opening the door because, most of them used to maybe go to Utah or Brigham Young or USC to maybe venture further east on the mainland.
And you see the universities represented, 7 the University of Hawaii players, Oregon with 6, BYU and Tennessee each with a handful. That last pass complete, by the way, to Jaden Chanel from Waipahu High School, also here on the island of Oahu. And there he is again. A little rhythm between Merklinger and Jaden Chanel, who is of Samoan, Fijian, and Hawaiian ancestry, and also a guy who remains uncommitted. So that's another aspect of this game, right, Steve, is the opportunity for some of these players of Polynesian lineage who have not necessarily garnered the same level of attention that so many of the 4-star and 5-star players have to maybe be seen and maybe get a shot.
And that's the one great thing about these showcase games and also having it on the NFL Network, right? These coaches don't have to be here in person or make phone calls. They can see someone playing a game like this against this level of competition and go back and look at the film as we see a beautiful ball. Merklinger right there across the field.
Yeah, right on the number to Quasi Gilmer.
I mean, that was a fantastic ball. He's got a little bit of wind going with him. But as you watch him right here, a little bit off center snap. He just rips it right here. Not a perfect spiral, but it gets there to him right as he breaks open. Really nice big chunk play.
Yeah, Quasi Gilmer. Quasi, he tells me, is Swahili for born on Sunday. A guy who's probably hoping to one day play on Sunday. He has 4 catches for 37 yards.
Yeah, UCLA commit.
It's a completion to Wesco along the far sideline.
Yeah, Wesco, another Clemson player. We've seen a couple of them here make some plays, but again, we're seeing now Team Mauka in this rhythm. Quick passes, all of a sudden sets up a long play. Let's take another look at this play by Wesco. Look at some of the career 109 receptions, 1,903 yards, 29 TDs. I mean, competes in the triple and long jump. And that's one thing we're seeing. A lot of these athletes here are track stars as well, and that's hugely important to a lot of college coaches. They want multi-sport guys, especially guys who can fly.
Running play. This is Ka'apana on the carry, but it is blown up by Charles Correa and Zadavian Sims. Correa, a UNLV commit, going to play for head coach Barry Odom over there, and Sims, one of the Oregon guys in the game.
Yeah, you know, and we know the Oregon guys had some weather issues getting here, so some of them got here late in the week, only got one practice in. Making Oregon well represented, as we just showed on this board, as they continue to stack recruits and to become one of the powerhouse programs in NCAA.
Closing in on 5 minutes to play here in this first half. 3rd and 5. Merklinger looking to the goal line and almost had his man. It was intended for Bentancur, but was even a little too tall for the 6'5" frame of Bentancur.
I think Bentancur's athleticism, look at how far he gets down the field. Now, this is a wobbly ball. It's kind of like a rifled punt. Almost gets his hand on it, but the fact that we're seeing Bentancur, 6'5", 240, get down the field over and over against some of the fleetest defensive backs in high school football, very impressive. Coach Dabo Sweeney's got to really like this young man who's coming in, especially at that size from Woodstock, Illinois.
Yeah, a guy who was a standout basketball player. That explains some of the footwork, perhaps. He averaged 21 points a game as a junior in high school. And so now a long field goal attempt here for Trey Coleman, 46 yards. He does have the wind at his back a little bit, although the wind has settled just a tad. But he booms this one.
Got the distance.
It is good by a mile.
Timeout on the field.
And so Team Mauka up double digits here in the first half. 10-0 over Team Mackay. Earlier in the week, members of the Polynesian Bowl teams went down to Pearl Harbor, and they were given an education on the attacks that took place there, touring the USS Arizona Memorial. Just one of the many experiences that can be remembered for a lifetime by these players in the Polynesian Bowl.
At Quince, we make inexpensive, expensive things. We know it sounds like a paradox, but we just flipped the way luxury is made. Like washable mulberry silk, unbelievably soft leather jackets, fine Mongolian cashmere, all at a fair price. Get free shipping and 365-day returns at quince.com.
I know you're going through a lot. I wonder if you know that we can get help. Let's see how far we can go. Love, your mind.
Wait, KFC has new 2 for $5 wraps?
So many new KFC wraps to choose from. Plus, add a free wrap in the KFC app. It's finger-licking good.
You know you don't have to wear your PT gear anymore, right?
It's comfortable.
So how's civilian life treating you?
It's fine.
When I got out, I didn't want to admit that there was anything wrong because I felt like a failure. And then I realized, like, there's nothing to be ashamed of. So I started talking to someone. Maybe you are fine. But if you're not, it's okay.
Thank you.
If you or a veteran you know needs support, don't wait. Reach out. Find resources at va.gov/reach.
Wake up, GMFB is on the air.
Let's go, team!
Everybody feels like a winner today.
Boom! Wake up for all things football.
That play made me jump off the couch.
Good Morning Football, Monday at 7 on NFL Network.
What's going on, y'all? I'm here with Michael Uni. How you feeling, Michael? You're about to play in the Poly Bowl. You're on a beautiful island of Hawaii. How's everything been so far?
Man, it's great. Getting to be out here, it's a blessing. Put on for the culture, just being out here, it's just great.
What can we expect from you during the game, my boy? You're pretty big, so I expect you to do a lot during the game. What can we expect from you?
Dominance.
Dominance. Oh, my dog. One word answer, dominance.
Dominance. That's all you.
I'll hold you to it.
Okay.
Hey, thanks a lot, Destroying. Let's take a look at the latest class of inductees into the Polynesian Football Hall of Fame, which is now almost 50 individuals deep. Domata Peko of Samoan ancestry, 15 seasons in the NFL, 10 with the Bengals. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, who was a member of the 1991 national champion Miami Hurricane squad of Samoan descent. And Reno Mahe getting the nod. He is of Tongan descent. Philadelphia Eagles from 2003 to 2007, All-Pro in 05.
You know, it's another great class, and I'm one of the members of the selection committee, and it's always so difficult because there's so many great players of Polynesian descent who've played for years in this league. And some people may say, like, why did Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson get on? He did not have an illustrious career. He didn't go on to the NFL or the CFL. But remember last year when he was in the United Football League, when he was then the XFL, he had a combine here over in Hawaii to provide opportunities for more Polynesian players and try to incorporate more Polynesian coaches and personnel into the league. And that was very big for the committee to say he's uplifting. He never runs away from his heritage, and that's very important to Jesse Sapolu and Ma'atanu Vasa and so many people who lead the Polynesian Football Hall of Fame. So another fantastic class. And you saw Domata Peko, also their longtime Cincinnati Bengal. He's actually coaching on the sideline with Team Mauka under his former head coach with the Bengals, Marvin Lewis. You see him walking around with a big ponytail and the big Gilligan hat. He's been having fun out here all week, man.
That's a veteran move. You need the headwear if you're going to be coaching in the afternoon here at Kamehameha Kapalama. There's a shot of him trying to hide from our cameras, perhaps.
Come on, stand up and show it off.
Bad timing to check on the laces.
There we go.
There you go.
Such a good guy, represents the culture in such a big way. As you get back to action here, good gainer.
Completion.
Ty McCutcheon's in at quarterback.
Yeah, Ty McCutcheon able to complete that pass for a first down to Carter Nelson. And Ty McCutcheon is a 6'3" QB from Punahou School here in Honolulu. Utah Tech commit, yet to sign, but all the coaches have been raving about how the ball comes out nicely. He has strong mechanics. What's your take on Ty McCutcheon?
Well, I haven't seen him much other than, on some highlights, but Coach Mike Zimmer has pulled me up twice to tell me how much he likes him. The ball really jumps off of his hand. He's got some mobility, so he's really accurate. He said he's surprised, that maybe he isn't going to a bigger program, but look, bigger programs aren't necessarily always the best fit for someone, but a game like this, he can showcase himself, especially if he gets vouched for by someone with the credentials of someone like a Mike Zimmer.
Over 2,600 yards passing this past season for Punahou, 20 touchdowns, 8 interceptions. Previous season, he backed up John Keave Sangapolu-Tele, who is now at the University of Hawaii, who played in the 2023 Polynesian Bowl. And this is a carry by Jordan Washington, 5'10", 170-pounder from Jordan High School in Long Beach. Stay tuned at halftime for a special performance by the Kamehameha School's Kapalama High School Performing Arts Department. You won't want to miss that. Nationally, in fact, world-renowned. We saw Jordan Washington on the carry. Arizona commit already enrolled. But it's going to be interesting, some of the movement in the head coaching ranks at the collegiate level, right? That first domino was Nick Saban retiring, and among the dominoes, you had San Jose State head coach Brent Brennan going to Arizona. And so with some of these coaching changes, maybe some decisions by some of the players who have already committed. Meanwhile, an interception that is going to go the other way.
Another huge return.
This is Terry Bussey playing both ways. We've seen him make some plays on offense, and here he is lining up in the defensive secondary, and he picks off Ty McCutcheon.
Watch this now, McCutcheon, he unleashes a wounded duck. We were just talking about the ball. Well underthrown, and Bussey, who played safety in high school, remember, he's the #1 athlete amongst college recruits. He brings us back. You see the explosive return ability. Easy read for him on a poorly thrown ball. He's got some giddy up. It's about time we see more of Terry Bussey. We've been talking about how fantastic and explosive he is. Again, he showed that versatility. As a high school quarterback, he's playing slot receiver here most of the week. Marvin Lewis said he actually was sneaking in reps in the secondary during practice this week. Didn't necessarily plan on playing him there, but I guess he showed him something to get him back there in this game.
And he returns it 68 yards. So now you have Team Mauka on the doorstep here, already up 10-0. And looking to add to it. The quarterback is Mailuiaki Smith, who gets it over to Jaden Chanel, who gets in for 6. So as easy as that for the new QB fresh into the game. Smith able to find Chanel for a Mauka score.
Yeah, I don't know what the DBs were seeing right there, but they were 5 yards into the end zone, giving him an open field to walk in after this throw. Right there, look how far off the receivers, the DBs are. Even if they're in zone, know where the markers are, be heads up. Oh, yeah, you're right on time.
Well, instant offense for Mailuiaki Smith, 6'4", 195-pound slinger from Sarah High School in San Mateo, California. Oklahoma State signee of Tongan descent. He's a 3-star rated player.
Yeah, Team Mauka getting a big score as you see the clock winding down. 3:06 left on it before we get to halftime.
Meanwhile, Chanel, 3 catches, 23 yards, and a touchdown. But the big play set up by the fantastic read of Terry Bussey, playing both ways, and he's down on the field.
Yeah, Team Malcolm making some big plays right now. Terry Bussey responsible for the latest one. Terry, take me through that sequence.
I was just in my progressions, seen him going deep, so I bailed, and quarterback threw a bad ball that came right to me. And I just tried to make a play out of it.
How much did your eyes light up when you saw that ball floating out there?
Bright as you can see.
What was those conversations like during the week when having you play both sides and, get some reps on defense?
They were just like, whenever you can, come over here. We need you over here. So I was like, I'm going to come over there.
Good stuff. Texas A&M is getting a good one in Terry Bussey. Kanoa, Steve, back to you.
Hey, thanks a lot, Mark. And another player who is going to be still making perhaps a decision or two because of some of the coaching changes. You have Mike Elko, who is now the new head coach for the Aggies, and several visits remaining before the traditional National Letter of Intent Day for Terry Bussey. He is, at the moment, still a Texas A&M commit, and they're looking to make sure that he puts the pen to paper. But when you're a guy of that level of talent, there will be a lot of noisemakers and suitors between now and then.
Sure, there's been so many people trying to recruit him. He was, one of the best players in the state of Texas. We know the quality of football and talent in that state, and for him to stand out like that, so many people are going to want to get him. And like you said, we're seeing just the turnstile with coaching changes, with transfers, with decommits and things like that. Yes, he's got this commit, and you have to see if the Aggies can go ahead and get him signed and get him on campus.
So how about Team Malco? We had a very quiet first quarter, and all of a sudden they have erupted for 17 points. And that will be a touchback as Trey Coleman continues to just send sonic booms down to that end of the field.
It's real exciting, Kanoa, when you see, some of the backup quarterbacks come in. And these are big time players, and all of a sudden the offense starts to function a little bit. Okay, it's my turn. Let's go ahead and get in here. Now, again, we've seen 3 turnovers on consecutive possessions from Team Makai. Okay, they've got to get something settled. They were driving the ball just fine down the field. They've got 3 minutes and 6 seconds to get some points on the board and to go into halftime feeling good about what they can come out and do in the final 2 quarters.
It remains Ty McCutcheon at quarterback. On 1st and 10. Sets the feet, and he's going to heave it downfield, and some contact will draw the flag. He was looking at Mike Matthews on the route. Santana Wilson was there in the coverage.
This is a great matchup. Okay, Santana Wilson, the son of Adrian Wilson.
For 30 to the defense. This is a 15-yard penalty with an automatic first down.
Well, again, not a spot foul at this level, but good coverage. But Matthews was going to beat him. And when you know, as a DB, it's not a spot foul. It's only 15 yards. You take the flag. Yes, it's an explosive play, but it is not a touchdown. As we talked about pregame, Mike Matthews, who's going to Tennessee, one of the most explosive players on this field. And that was a beautiful ball thrown in his direction as well.
Yeah, you were talking about Santana Wilson, though, the son of Adrian Wilson, 5-time Pro Bowl safety with the Arizona Cardinals, part of the Cardinals Ring of Honor. A lot of legacies here involved in this game. That pass by McCutcheon is complete to Mike Matthews. Knee touched the ground, so no yards after the catch. But Mike Matthews, a lot of superlatives flung his way here this week. The most interesting factoid to me, offered a basketball scholarship by Mississippi State.
Yeah, at 6'1". Okay, this isn't a 6'7" player. This is a 6'1" player, which means he can probably jump out of the gym, has great handles. Look, Parkview High School has a rich history. My sons went to high school in suburban Atlanta where they come from, so I know the level of competition that he is playing against. And for him to excel like that against that level of competition, I mean, he is uber talented. So again, another one of the Tennessee Volunteers making plays or getting an opportunity right there as we see a short game by Tay Nakua, Puka's younger brother.
Yeah, and that was Puka-like because he had to go down to the turf to get that, and the officials ruled it a catch. There is a discussion at the moment, though.
Ruling on the field is an incomplete pass. Incomplete pass, 3rd down.
So they end up reversing it.
You know, I was looking at film of him before I got here today. His game and the way he was used is very similar to how Puka is used, right? He'll do a lot of short catches with a lot of runs. Now we're looking at a replay of this, and now we're going to see if it hits the ground. Oh. Yeah, it looks like it does skim the ground, and he falls on it. Good sleight of hand right there. He's learned something from his brother, too. Sometimes you can pull something. That's on replay, huh?
I'd imagine so. 3rd and 6 here now for Team Mackay. Just trying to get off the schneid, down 17-0. McCutcheon stepping up in the pocket, and to the far sideline, it gets home. And this is going to go for a much bigger gain after the catch, as it is complete to Jordan Washington, described as explosive, electric with the football, and he flashed it for a moment there.
Yeah, this is the Arizona commit, and this ball was nearly picked. Watch it throw, he floats, and then he rips it, but nearly picked as the ball might have been tipped. You saw it fluctuate a little bit, but then he catches it. This is Washington's running back. Great hands out of the field, great run after catch, gets out of bounds, so it stops the clock. So now we got a little something going right here.
26 yards for number 26 on the catch. Played for John Nielsen over at Jordan High School in Long Beach. First down here for Team Mackay. McCutcheon throws over the middle, and a lot of traffic in the area. It's incomplete.
Yeah, we're seeing McCutcheon starting to face a little bit of pressure off of the edges right here. He steps up in the pocket, does a good job of showing a lot of versatility in the pocket, just overthrew that one. Going to the sideline to get the call.
So under 2 minutes to play here in this first half. What have you thought about what we've seen here through almost 2 full quarters so far?
Well, I mean, the main thing, a lot of explosive plays, but again, the giveaways by Team Mackay has really tilted things in Team Mauka's favor. Let's see if they can hold on to the ball. That's the big thing going on right now, but a lot of great talent under pressure again.
Throws on the run. It's up for grabs, and it's going to be picked off. Another turnover for Team Mackay, and this time doing the honors is Jeremiah White out of Kaimuki High School. Another guy who remains unsigned, but making a big splash here in the Polynesian Bowl.
Yeah, this is just a bad ball. It leaves his hand, flutters. This is basically a punt, the way the trajectory, way it popped up and came back down. The second easy ball he's thrown for interception. Again, this is something that has to change right here. You know, who knows if maybe they let McCutcheon finish out the half if they get the ball back. I don't think so. Only 1:44 left on the clock. But, I mean, he's just in a tough spot. Back-to-back interceptions to give Mauka an opportunity here.
So the sun continues to descend here in the islands. 1:44 left to play in the first half, and Team Mauka will have an opportunity to try to drive the field and see if they can add to this lead. But that's now 4 straight turnovers for Team Mackay.
See, we have 2 defensive head coaches right here, and, you know, Marvin Lewis was the head coach for a while. One of our producers, big Bengals fans, and Marvin Lewis knows defense. We're seeing it show up on 4 consecutive possessions.
Miley Smith, that's going to be picked off. It goes the other way.
And it looks like it's Bussy again.
No, that's Kale Patu.
Oh, it is Kale Patu.
Team Mackay able to come up with the interception, headed to Wazoo.
Oh, here we go. A big celebration.
Look at that.
Oh, yeah, we're in Hawaii. Little swim, little surf. You got to like that, Kanoa.
Well, in practice, they did have a contest between the 2 teams, the best touchdown celebration. And you should have seen some of the choreography and originality that came in that contest. But here, after a defensive play,
well, they haven't been able to get on the board, so they've got to celebrate somehow in a big, big takeaway.
That's great.
And now they have an opportunity to get points on the board with some breeze blowing in their face. You've seen the flag starting to kick back up. So Dylan Raiola comes back in after back-to-back interceptions by McCutcheon.
So here we go. Perhaps that will be the injection of energy here for this Team Mackay offense.
I have a minute 35 left to get some points on the board. Swing pass, it's wide open.
Yeah, he's going to check down to Va'aimalai Fonoti out of Kahuku High School, headed to Montana. Let's send it down to Kainoa on the field.
All right, guys, thanks so much. Joined right now by Kale Patu. Walk us through that pick, man.
Yes, sir. We was playing cover 3, and I saw number 1 did an out, so I had to go to the scene. And, it was a bad throw, but we was in the right position, so that's all that matters. We got the pick, so.
All right, impressive play. What was also the mindset behind that celebratory, the paddling? Whose idea was that?
We've been going through, that was the whole entire DB group idea. We was going through that all week. It was in the hotel room, it was backseat it. So, yeah, it was good. We all made it.
Love it. The pick, the turnover, and the dance. Kanoa, Steve, back up to you guys.
Yeah, it was all good. 10 from all the judges for that performance. Meanwhile, the throw by Raiola dropped by Logan Saldate, Notre Dame enrollee.
Yeah, Raiola under a lot of pressure. We're starting to see this defense for Team Mauka really start to assert itself on the front line as you get ready to close out this first half. 52 seconds left. See if Raiola again can try to push some points on the board. Much needed points.
Not much in the way of offense for Team Mackay in this first half. But a chance here just outside the red zone, 3rd and 6.
Sure, it's just 2-down territory as well. Oh,
and this is going to be picked off. Another turnover, another interception, and this is number 2. Oh, make that number 1 for La'a Kalama. Number 80 coming up with that interception. 5'11", 185-pounder from Skyridge High School. Has an offer from Navy, not committed though, but everybody getting in on the takeaway fun.
I mean, it's 1 for each finger. That's 5 giveaways in this half, or 5 takeaways as they celebrate on the sideline. You know, I'm sure this is something that Mike Zimmer is losing his mind about. Yes, he knows this is an all-star game, but no coach wants to see players at this level be as careless with the ball as we have seen thus far from Team Mackay.
5 straight turnovers for
There's
Team
Zimmer
Mackay.
right there.
I mean, I know it's an exhibition game, it's an all-star game, but you have to think, in his mind, he's wondering what's happening and is probably chomping at the bit to turn this thing around.
Well, I know Mike Zimmer well. When he's not happy, he's thinking a lot more about what's happening here. We got to turn this thing around. It's Isaac Wilson.
They're going to run a screen here to Micah Ka'apana. Able to make a man miss. Had a block that was potentially to the back. We do see a penalty flag out on the field.
Yeah, there was a block in the back as you saw him make the cut after the reception. Pretty easy. It happened in the open field. That's going to negate that big run, or that big reception and run after catch.
Holding. Number 2 of the offense. The 10-yard penalty to still first down.
So it was a hold as opposed to a block to the back.
Well, they're behind. We're going to go on the snap.
It goes against Terry Bussey. Hear the announcement there from head referee Francisco Villar.
No, they're ahead. They're behind.
And so Terry Bussey called for that one. Backs up Team Mauka.
See, this is when you know it's an all-star game because they're still playing through this. With this lead, they could just take an E and run out the clock since there's not much time left in the half. They're like, let's showcase these young men.
Yeah, Isaac Wilson hands off to Ka'apana. And now perhaps they will allow the clock to run down. Tackle made by Zadavian Sims. Also had Messias Mercerberg there in the area out of Kapa'a High School.
Yeah, looks like they're going to let the clock run out right here and go into halftime with the 17-0 lead is Isaac Wilson. Oh, no, he looks like he wants to get a playoff here.
4 seconds, 3 seconds. And they are going to run a play. Wilson avoids trouble. Now on the run, he's going to heave it down the sideline. It is caught.
Oh,
and that's how the first half is going to come to a close. Another highlight haul-in by Quasi Gilmer, his 5th catch of the half.
About to say, he is having a heck of a game thus far. Nice throw by Wilson, evaded the pressure by Pickett. They're happy up 17 love.
Yeah, all Team Mauka here in this first half of the 7th edition of the Polynesian Bowl. And an impressive throw and catch here on that last play. Let's send it down to Mark Carpenter.
Thank you very much, Kanoa. Standing by with Coach Marvin Lewis. Coach, 5 takeaways for Team Mauka in the first half. What jumps out to you most about how this is all unfolded?
Well, I think all week long I've been just amazed at their athleticism and so forth. And the fact that they come out here playing live football and doing this is just awesome. It's great.
You know, going into a showcase, there are always questions about how the defensive effort is going to be. What was your message to the players all week long?
The best thing is that we will be fundamentally sound, but for them to play fast, play hard. You know, it's very simple on defense, so just go have fun and play fast.
Excellent. All right, have a great second half. Let's throw it over to Kainoa Carlson and Coach Mike Zimmer.
Thank you very much, Mark. Coach, 5 turnovers here in the first half. What's the message going to be heading into the locker room?
Yeah, well, I think defensively we're playing pretty good. You know, offensively you can't turn the ball over. Obviously, we had 4 interceptions and a muffed snap. So we're going to get the ball here and we can go down and score. And, you know, it's 17 zip, so a couple scores and we're back in it.
Is that going to continue to be the mindset moving forward? Dylan came in relief there. We got within the red zone over here, but we're going to keep throwing and running in the second half.
Yeah, we're going to have to throw it some, but you know, we'll stick in a few runs here and there.
All right. Thank you so much, Coach. We'll see what happens here in the second half. Steve Kanoa, we'll send it back up to you guys.
Well, the good friends Marvin Lewis and Mike Zimmer, you could see the moods a little bit different there. Marvin Lewis happy about his team Mauka's 17-0 advantage at halftime.
Panini America, the world leader in sports collectibles, with its constant innovation, is about to change the world of sport again. Panini has partnered exclusively with some of the biggest NIL names and events in sport. Better get ready, because this is only the beginning. The future is now.
Man, shout out Panini, man. We wouldn't have done it without him.
If you're making a to-do list today, make it easy on yourself. Just write down Reese's, then write down eat them. And then you're kind of done for the day.
You're not going to get it all right. Just make sure you nail the big stuff. Like making sure your kids are in the right seat for their age and size. Get it right at nhtsa.gov/the right seat.
Everyone who's endured the bad seat, finally, sweet, sweet redemption. The Lexus TX, 3-row luxury that treats every seat like the best seat.
Thursday, February 8th, live from Las Vegas. Kick off Super Bowl 58 weekend with NFL Honors, presented by Invisalign. Keegan-Michael Key hosts.
Tonight is going to be special.
As the game's biggest stars celebrate an unforgettable season. Find out who will bring home the NFL's most prestigious awards.
That is unbelievable. We can make this world a better place than we found it.
NFL Honors, Thursday, February 8th at 9/8 Central.
Welcome back, Honolulu, Hawaii, where it is halftime of the Polynesian Bowl. Right now it is Team Mauka on top of Team Makai, 17-0. But here during the intermission, you'll want to check this out as we have for you a special performance by the Kamehameha School's Kapalama High School Performing Arts Department.
Velina me ke aloha ya kākoa pau. Ladies and gentlemen, the Kamehameha School's Kapalama High School Performing Arts Department proudly presents the 2024 Polynesian Bowl Halftime Show, featuring students from the High School Warrior Marching Band and Color Guard, Kamehameha Cheerleaders, the Concert Glee Club, Hawaiian Ensemble, Kamehameha Dance Company, the Middle School Papaoli Mehula, and special guests Liuakilelei Maka and family. and local music sensation Navai Ho'olu o Ke'a Nui Nui. Sit back and relax as we celebrate our great Polynesian heritage. Imua Kamehameha.
Makokau. Ai, kua hau maleka. Ha? Au hea. Au hea le ana o e ahahana e kua hau maleka. Au hea. Au hea le ana o e ahahana e kua hau maleka. Ke au nei. Ke au nei ka mana o ahahana pehea o ni agala. Ke au nei. Ke au nei ka mana o ahahana pehea o ni agala. Ke la vai. Ke la wai ka maha o ahahana wai halulu i ta moana. Ke la vai. Ke la wai ka maha o ahahana wai halulu i ta moana. Na nai nai. Na nai nai na ha moho tu ahahana lohe aku nei lusi. Na nai nai. Na nai nai na ha moho ku ahahana lohe aku nei lusi. Aohe. Aohe hopula hagana ahahana I kanui a o asi. Aohe. Aohe hopula hagana ahahana I kanui a o asi. Ehu ehu. Ehu ehu a o enelani ahahana ke toa o sekoti. Ehu ehu. Ehu ehu a o enelani ahahana ke toa o sekoti. Haina. Haina mai rabuana ahahana no traha malu hei no. Haina. Haina mai rabuana ahahana no traha malu hei no. Aha e ha e he a hey al hey al hey al hey. Hey no no mama. So
Mahalo for watching the 2024 Polynesian Bowl halftime show, presented by the Kamehameha School's Kapalama High School Performing Arts Department. Aloha and Imua Kamehameha.
What a fantastic performance, befitting an event that is held in such a wonderful, beautiful location. We'll be back.
We know things don't quite add up right now. So we've lowered the price on hundreds of your favorite IKEA products. Because when the cost of living is high, we find new ways to go low. It's why we're here. That's a promise, not a promo.
You're not going to get it all right. Just make sure you nail the big stuff.
Mama?
Like making sure your kids are in the right seat for their age and size. Get it right at nhtsa.gov/the right seat.
Nice Oakleys, Stipe. Where'd you get them?
GovX.com.
Hey, Stipe, nice boots. Where'd you get those?
GovX.com. Use it. Exclusive deals for first responders, military, and law enforcement only at GovX.com.
Ladies and gentlemen, your Pro Football Hall of Fame class. Congratulations, your Super Bowl champion.
With the first pick in the draft.
In season, off season. It's always football season.
How you holding up? Nothing wrong with getting help.
If I promise to look into it, will you drop it and help me build this fence?
Now you need my help.
If you or a veteran you know needs support, don't wait. Reach out. Find resources at va.gov/reach.
Old Trapper Beefs. Tough snacks. Out here, nothing comes easy. That's why you gotta be tough. The truck, it's tough. My crew, definitely tough. But Old Trapper taught me the value of tenderness. Old Trapper, what's your beef?
Oh, it's a puppy.
Welcome back to Honolulu, Hawaii, where it is halftime here of the 7th edition of the Polynesian Bowl. So many things to experience and discover here in the islands. We have one of the more remarkable traditions right here at Kamehameha School's Kapalama, the Polynesian Bowl, where Team Mauka leads 17-0 over Team Mackay. Second half coming up.
Hey, Brent, if you had to choose, would you watch paint dry or compare benefits plan?
Compare benefits. Gusto makes it easier to find the right plan for my team.
I think I'm going to need new glasses.
No problem. You're covered.
Choose benefits without the mess. That's working with Gusto.
It's lunchtime, and Gary is double booked. Good thing Gary's company uses Otter's AI meeting assistant to take notes and generate a summary. So Gary doesn't miss a meeting and can regain his lunch break. Try now for free. Visit otter.ai or download the app.
This wasn't no bear. It was like a bear squatch.
Dad, what's a bear squatch?
It's a cross between a bear and a sass. It's made up. He's usually sleeping.
He'll never sleep again.
Take your game to the next level with exclusive Hall of Fame gear from the Pro Football Hall of Fame store. Whether you're at a watch party or cookout, we have everything you need to gear up your entire family. Our unique collection celebrates the legends of the game and lets you show your support for your favorite teams in style. Be a part of football's history by visiting profootballhof.com today and shop where it's always football season.
I can tell you how much you spent on takeout, and it's a lot.
You could track my spending by category. 1, weird. 2, how?
Rocket Money.
Go on.
It's a finance app that shows you all your accounts, bills, and subscriptions in one place and analyzes your spending habits to create a custom budget that works for even you. Download it today.
NFL Game Day morning is your pregame home for divisional weekend. Saturday, how Christian McCaffrey is honoring the memory of his biggest fan.
He's impacted me much more than I've impacted him.
Then on Sunday, Amon-Ra St. Brown tells us what a postseason victory meant to Detroit.
It was the most electric atmosphere I've ever been a part of as a player.
And we preview the huge Mahomes-Allen showdown.
Which one of these monsters a better monster?
NFL Game Day morning, Saturday and Sunday on NFL Network.
Welcome back to Honolulu, Hawaii, where it is halftime of the Polynesian Bowl. Right now, Team Mauka flexing with a 17-0 advantage over Team Mackay. Third quarter about to begin back here at Kunui'akea Stadium on the campus of Kamehameha School's Kapalama. Aloha, everybody. Next to Steve Weich, I'm Kanoa Leahy. And Steve, defense was the name of the game in that first frame.
Yeah, we saw Team Mackay get those 5 takeaways right there, and it all started when Tyre Alualu, the linebacker, stepped into the flat, got the pick six, 52-yard touchdown return to get scoring going right here. He sees it, picks it, houses it, gets scoring on the board. First touchdown after scoreless first half, and then they just started coming in droves. The bad snap right here. Another interception on a poorly thrown ball right here, just coming in waves. And you heard Mike Zimmer talk about how his team has got to stop turning the ball over in the second half, but they're going to have to throw it because they're trailing 17-0. And a lot of times when that happens, you see the pressure for the other team. I'm looking for Jordan Ross and Jordan Lockout for Team Mackay to come out and put the pressure on the quarterbacks. It's going to be real interesting to see how Team Mackay bows up here so it doesn't turn into a runaway.
And turnovers, obviously, the story with the 5-1 advantage in favor of the team with the 17-0 lead. Perhaps quietly, perhaps not. You had in that first half Isaac Wilson, quarterback for Team Mauka. He went a perfect 11 for 11 for 83 yards, mind you, but still 11 for 11 is no joke.
A lot of quick throws, a lot of timing throws. We saw him hit his tight end, Christian Betancourt, who's going to Clemson. They had a nice connection going right there. Also, Quasi Gilmer, he's leading receivers, 5 catches for 60 yards. Had a good thing going there with Isaac Wilson. Remember, the younger brother, Zach Wilson, he's going to play at Utah. So we'll see if he comes out and starts the third quarter. I'm really interested to see the coach's rotation here, especially for Mike Zimmer, who's coaching Team Mackay, if he's going to go back and really lean on Dylan Raiola, the top player in this game, with all of the giveaways that we saw. Raiola with one there coming at the end of the first half.
It is a challenge, right, in this all-star game setting where there are so many events that these players have to participate in. Obviously, it is a wonderful week, a celebratory week, but when it comes to practice, to be able to get some of these timing patterns and routes down, that's a challenge.
It's tough because, in the middle of practice, they'll stop and they'll do an event, a tug of war, right? They'll do something like that to kind of keep the kids engaged. Remember, this is the 24-hour, kind of short-term memory that we have with these guys. So these coaches come up with games to keep them engaged. So that's a great point that you're making there, Kanoa, about getting these guys into a flow. Hey, we're playing football again. It's for real again. And this is high-quality talent with all the 5- and 4-star recruits that we have on this field, many of whom who are already enrolled and starting the spring semester when it comes to their universities.
So Trey Coleman kicking the other way into the wind. And you see not getting quite as much distance there. But however,
fair catch ball be placed at the 25-yard.
It will be fair caught inside the 25. So they'll put it at the 25 on the touchback. And it looks like Dylan Raiola might be gearing up to get back out there here for Team Mackay.
And I really want to see them try to get the ball to Mike Matthews. We've seen some potential explosive plays to Matthews, from Parkview High School, who's going to the University of Tennessee, number 4, which you'll see out there in the blue uniforms. He is an explosive player. Dylan Raiola, let's see if he can get something going. He has the wind at his back to start this drive. I'm sure they got a little talking to by their head coach, Mike Zimmer, who's done that a few times in his career, to come out and get some points on the board. We heard him in the interview as he went into halftime. We're going to get the ball, and we're going to come out and score. So he's setting the tone right there.
Dylan Raiola, 3 of 7 for 46 yards in the first half. Did throw an interception, one of 5 straight turnovers committed by this Team Mackay offense. On the first play, he completes it to Tay Nakua. And so that'll be a positive gain and a good first play from scrimmage here in the third quarter for Team Mackay.
It is. Get them feeling good about things. Now next time, let's see if Nakua can catch it and turn it upfield. I was watching some tape of him, and he's much like his brother Puka with the catch and run ability. He is a physical player. So again, let's see what they do offensively. I think we're going to still see some of the timing things going on right here, like we saw, to kind of get them into a flow. Mixing a run here or there to try to catch the defense off guard. See if they're going to pin their ears back and try to get after Raiola right here. Yes, they are.
He's going to dump it down, and a great move to make the defender miss by Jordan Washington. We talked about his shake, and it was on display there for a first down.
Yeah, Arizona commit Jordan Washington really showing up and making some plays. Watch this. Looks off the defensive screen, dumps it off. Oh, big-time fake right there. That's Jordan Lockhart. That's a big-time player from going to Texas A&M, who he just got past. You see Lockhart, what's that happening at?
Jordan Lockhart of Samoan descent, who actually was the point man, if you will, in the pregame haka ritual.
Yeah, Texas A&M commit. Head coach Marvin Lewis said he actually, body type and the way he plays and the energy reminds him of Junior Seau. Now, that's high praise. We don't want to go there. Marvin was quick to point that out. But he said when he saw young Junior Seau at USC, the Lockhart's got some of those same tendencies. An off-the-ball linebacker who can line up on the edge and blitz sometime, but can really plays with his hair on fire, and that's a lot of hair to have on fire.
And about as high praise as one could bestow there on this young man. So 2nd and 9 after that short run by Caden Durham.
Again, 4-man front on defense.
Will be another running play.
There's Lockhart. Big hit in the hole. You saw him step in and fill that hole. Big contact. After about a 5-yard gain, though, there was some push by that offensive line.
Durham again on the carry, headed to LSU. 4-star running back.
There's Lockhart. Just catches him in the hole. Big time play. We've seen him line up in a couple different spots out here. Again, he's on the edge right now. So keep an eye on number 5.
So 3rd and 5. By the way, what do you think about these uniforms and these Riddell helmets?
Well, I know I want one of those.
I mean, they're sweet, right?
They are sweet. And I think the Seahawks kind of need to go to these as their alternative unit. Big time play right there. And look who it is.
It's Lockhart right on cue.
Look who it is. Again, we've seen him line up all over the field. A physical player, but watch the energy, the relentlessness on this play. He lines up, he gets hit off the line of scrimmage. He'll be coming off of your left, and he continues to pursue. That's a big-time play. He lined up on the edge after the previous play, lining up an inside linebacker to stop the run. So he is on a roll right now. Big-time stop to come out and make that play for Team Mauka to force the punt.
Yeah, he got juked a couple of sequences ago, but seemed like that revved him up because he made just about every play after that and forcing the 4th down situation here for Team Mackay. The punt by Tyler Kinsman is an absolute bomb all the way through the end zone. My
Timeout
goodness.
on the field.
Little advantage going that way on the field when it comes to the kicking game. The sun going down here in Hawaii. 2nd half of the Poly Bowl.
Can't do anything. Can't sit, can't stand, can't control the ball, can't control your bowels, can't be like Pops, and can't aim, can't stiff arm, sidearm, juke, blitz, cannot deal, can't float like a butterfly, can't sting like a bee, can't win that big game on TV. You're born the original impossible. You spend the rest of your life proving nothing is.
Hey, it's me, your future you. You made bad money moves.
So no vacations for you.
Don't make your future you. Hey, you.
Compare and find top financial products today. NerdWallet.
Hey, can we talk?
Mm-hmm.
So I know that you love football, but maybe too much?
Not seeing it.
Not seeing it? Oh. Defense?
Wins championships.
Okay. Let's go big.
Up your game with top brand TVs from Best Buy.
GLP-1s through Row have stopped my cravings completely. I'll walk past the sweets that I love and knowing that I don't need it. Being able to dive, being able to play with the kids and not feel winded is amazing.
Meet the weekly shot that helps you lose weight. Get started at Row.co.
I'm an actor in an ad that was given 12 seconds to remind you that if you're high, just don't drive. Because if you feel different, you drive different. It's illegal to drive high everywhere anyway.
Well, Team Mauka getting the football back, already up 17-0 here. 8:37 left to play in the 3rd quarter of the Polynesian Bowl. Well, this game built around the induction ceremony for the Polynesian Football Hall of Fame and one of the members of the new class of inductees, Rino Mahe, who was a member of the Philadelphia Eagles, standout kick returner from 2003 to 07, all-pro kick returner in 2005. Certainly was able to hold up his place as one of the great Polynesian players in NFL history, and he's with our Mark Carpenter.
Thank you very much, Kanoa. Polynesian Football Hall of Fame inductee, Mr. Rino Mahe. Rino, thank you so much for joining us. You are so connected to the Polynesian community. So how did it hit you when you got the call to join the Hall?
You know, it was a bit of a surprise. Honestly, I still kind of don't feel like it's, maybe tomorrow it'll hit me even more, but It's typically how I've been, even playing, where it doesn't really hit you till game day, game. So I'm just kind of taking it as it comes. And I get so much family here that's been keeping me busy. I got about 140 from Utah that came out, so it's going to be a fun night tomorrow night.
So you're just taking care of airline tickets then. You don't even have time to think about it. Seasoned NFL veteran, what was your secret to success and longevity in the league?
I would just stay humble and hungry. I didn't get drafted, so every year you haven't trying to make it and not taking anything for granted, and it panned out, and some of this game takes a little bit of luck, and so I was fortunate that things just worked out.
Talent and hard work comes together. Reno Mahe, thank you very much. Congratulations. Mahalo nui.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
One of the greats, and still rocking the BYU hat. You got to love that.
Yeah, still repping BYU. Coach Kalani Sitake doing a great job at BYU, putting players in the NFL like Puka Nacua and several more. And Reno Mahe is just one of the most wonderful people I've ever come across. Always happy, always positive. There he is right there. Just a great, great guy. And everybody loves him. Everybody wants a piece of him. One of the 100 people he's got here, probably.
That's amazing. That's amazing. Isaac Wilson, he's headed to Utah, so a bit of a BYU rival, but he is in the game here.
That's where his brother went, where Zach Wilson went to Brigham Young. Looks just like his brother, Zach.
Well, Isaac right now, 12 for 12 throwing the football. 2nd and 10, rolling to his right, keeping the eyes downfield, and he throws a pick. His first non-completion. It's a takeaway for Dylan Williams.
This is a big-time play because Wilson tried to make something happen, forced it into the center of the field, and just a big-time interception. Look, he's coming under pressure, lets it go across of his body, climbing the ladder to make the interception. One of 3 bodies right there, too. Not the best decision at a time like that. And that is a big opportunity for Team Mackay to get good field position and get on the board.
Dylan Williams described this week as being a guy who's good in space, in coverage, or at the point of attack. Well, we saw a couple of those right there, playing inside linebacker this week. Plans to play there for the Oregon Ducks. Team Mackay taking over. Dylan Raiola back in at quarterback. With time to throw. Heaves it deep. It is incomplete.
Excellent coverage right there. He went after Matthews. He went after his big game player.
That was Kalama there in the coverage on Mike Matthews. Let's send it down to Kainoa.
Thanks, guys. Standing by with Dylan Williams over here. Walk us through that play comment. Heck of a play.
Man, I'm just blessed to be here, first off. But I seen it was a cover. We was in cover 3. I seen the quarterback rolling right, so I knew something was coming backside. Seen him about to throw it, so I ran over, jumped it, got the pick.
I mean, it's one thing to scout it, run it down, but that was a really athletic play to jump up there and go get that thing.
Man, for sure, man. I just playing the best of my abilities.
Love it, man. You're killing it out here. Keep enjoying yourself. Steve Cano, we'll send it back up to you guys. We're hearing something.
Hell yeah, that was perfect timing because Raiola threw a strike to Mike Matthews.
There it is.
Took it to the holly.
There it is. There is the big explosiveness. We've been talking about him all game. Matthews, the Tennessee commit, played football his last year in suburban Atlanta, as did Dylan Raiola. But look at this ball. Raiola got plenty of time, just lets it rip, and there he goes. Matthews, look at the speed. He is gone. Beautiful play right there. They finally get on the board. They keep possession of the ball. Don't turn it over. Oh! And celebrate. Make it happen.
Matthews, who averaged 21 yards per catch in his junior year back in 2022.
And a lot of them were like that. When I was watching film of him, catch and run, even though he's got the explosiveness to bust the top off a defense, his catch and run ability and his evasiveness, as we saw right there, is why he is such a special player.
David Dellenbach with the point after, and so Team Mackay is on the board. Dylan Raiola to Mike Matthews. A couple of 5 stars hooking up for 6.
Wake up, GMFB is on the air.
Let's go, team! Everybody feels like a winner today.
Boom! Wake up for all things football.
That play made me jump off the couch.
Good Morning Football, Monday at 7 on NFL Network.
Here's your parachute. Packed it myself. Certain it's okay?
Mm-hmm.
Are you for Imprint certain?
Certainty matters. Like the certainty of congratulating coworkers or saying thank you for being a customer with promotional products from 4imprint. Our expert team is dedicated to making your satisfaction a certainty.
Talk to myself.
Land the perfect products at 4imprint.com.
4imprint, for certain.
Michael lost 20 pounds with LifeMD.
I've always wanted to lose weight, but I never figured out the right way to do it. I did a cleanse, and I said, I can't do this anymore. And I asked a couple buddies, I said, how do I lose this weight? And the guy goes, LifeMD. Got on the computer immediately, and probably the easiest thing I've ever done. The medication comes in the mail, and it's very easy to use. I've been able to live my normal lifestyle, and I've lost 20 pounds already. I now come home, spend time with my kids, and I've never felt better. It changed my life.
Check your eligibility in minutes at GetLifeMD.com.
Thousands of families affected by disasters urgently need support. You can help the American Red Cross provide help and hope to families when they need it most. Please donate today to Red Cross Disaster Relief to help people affected by disasters, big and small. Go to redcross.org/NFL today. Your support is critical. We can't do it without you.
What's good, y'all? I'm here with Mike Matthews. How you feeling, Mike? How's Hawaii treating you? Man, I love it here, man. Great weather, great football. I mean, all around it, a great place. Love it. High rated prospect. It's safe to say we can expect a lot from you during the game. Who would you say your game compares the most to in the league?
I would like to say Jamar Chase. Just how explosive I am. I would like to say that.
Okay. What you gonna do during the game, though, Jamar Chase?
I got a show in and show out. It's only right.
It's only right, man. Hey. Appreciate you, man. Best of luck during the game, brother. You do your thing.
A couple of big timers right there, Destroying and Mike Matthews. One of those big timers with our own big timer, Kainoa.
That's right. Thanks, guys. Mike Matthews, first touchdown for Team Mackay. What was the play call?
It was called Max, but I had ran a slant, but I seen the backer stat up a little bit, so I extended my slant more vertical, came fly over top, caught it, went across the middle. And shoot, y'all seen the rest.
We did. We were talking a little bit earlier. You know, Nico, you're a Tennessee commit. Nico Yamaliava played in the Polynesian Bowl last year. What has the conversations been like with Nico before you get there?
It's been real good. He's just been telling me to go out there. It's a great environment, great community. You got to learn a lot of things. And to come out here and ball out for the fans.
That's exactly what you're doing. Mike Matthews out here, and there's more football in this guy's future. Big-time football. Steve Kanoa, back up to you guys.
Yeah, that right. Thanks a lot, Kainoa. And all of a sudden, Steve, we got a little bit of a game here. The vibe has changed dramatically with 7:42 left in the third.
In the words of my man Manti Te'o, I think that these guys have their swagger back. Wow. I mean, Matthews with that explosive play. Again, we've been talking about him all game. He hits it. He shows it. Like he just told us. Y'all saw it.
That was great. He did. I'm not sure if he's done here. He's got plans to get Team Mackay even further into this one, but Team Mauka taking over. And it is going to be Jake Merklinger, speaking of Tennessee.
That's right.
Once again at the QB spot.
He could be throwing it to Matthews one day. There'll be teammates there for the Volunteers.
So 1st and 10 here for Team Mauka. He swings it over to Wesco. The throw is off target, so incomplete. And what does it say about Jake Merklinger, you think? The fact that he's willing to go to Tennessee, despite the fact that they just got, completing his freshman year, one of the 5 stars from last year's Polynesian Bowl in Nico Yamaleava.
Well, he loves competition, but this is also the point of, okay, if Nico does his thing, he might not be at Tennessee very long, right? He could be making his way to the NFL, and that could be the nice transition or the segue, the open door for Merklinger to step through. So again, this is a long-term play for him.
That's right. 2nd down now for Team Mauka. Mauka representing the mountains, Mackay representing the sea or ocean. And that pass incomplete to Bryant Wesco. Well, the nation's longest running draft all-star game moves to the Star in Frisco, Texas. Some of the best draft-eligible players show the football world what they're made of. The 99th East-West Shrine Bowl, Thursday, February 1st at 8 p.m. Eastern, exclusively on NFL Network and streaming on NFL Plus.
I've been watching left tackle DeAndre Carter, who is an Auburn commit, number 72, 6'4", 340, and he is going up against Booker Pickett, and they have been having some fantastic battles out here trying to keep Pickett off the edge.
Merklinger Out of the pocket. And he's going to try to get some positive yards, but it's knocked loose. Mad scramble for the loose football.
Wow, big-time hit, big-time coverage.
Falls on top of it. Jaden Jackson with the fumble recovery.
Big-time play, but the hit right on the ball. This is one where Merklinger just got to get out of bounds or get down. Here he is on the scramble. Then all of a sudden, attack one, pow. Big hit.
That's Rashawn Clark, Steve.
Rashawn Clark came in on the ball. It wasn't a hit to the body. Big time play to get the ball out. And here we go. Team Mackay deep into Team Mauka territory with an opportunity to pull within 3, if not more.
Well, you got the sense, just talking to Mike Zimmer going into halftime, he was standing on business, and the message seems to have been delivered.
That's right. And no quarterback change right here as we're seeing Dylan Raiola come out in the big back.
So quick change. They're in the red zone. Fake handoff. And then he slings it, and it's going to go for a first down inside the 5-yard line. The pass complete to Carter Nelson. Again, that is going to be a connection here for the Nebraska Cornhuskers.
Nebraska to Nebraska, 6'4", 205 is the weight. He looks bigger than that. I was standing up next to him. So, but you saw the athleticism from Nelson as well. You know, we talked about he played 8-man football in Nebraska, so he knows space, not an inline blocker. So he's kind of that hybrid tight end slot receiver, and you saw them use it to their advantage on that play with Raiola almost in an option type scheme.
Yeah, Nelson says he's up to about 220 now, wants to get to 235. He's got the frame to do it. Fake handoff, Raiola. He'll be buried. Ball comes out, but after he was down, and then Jordan Ross with a little extra nudge. Not sure if it was playful or not, but he helps him up.
Big time hit. And you see this from Ross on film. He's starting on the opposite side, closes down, he reads the block, bang, pursuit. If you watch his film, you see this over and over. He lines up mainly at left defensive end and comes across and make those plays. Now, if I'm an offensive coordinator, I'm like, okay, I'm going to give that fake and pop a reverse around the other side because he's so aggressive with his pursuit. But again, you just see this effort paired with the athleticism over and over again from that 5-star who's headed to Tennessee.
Oh, that pass bobbled and dropped ultimately by Mike Matthews, although there was a lot of obstruction in the way. Kalama playing a good ball game there on the back end.
Kalama's having a heck of a game as they go for the fade with the athleticism to the former D1 basketball recruit. He just dropped that. Kalama was there, but that kind of went through the wickets.
So that's going to bring up now a 3rd and goal and a timeout by Team Mackay. They want to make sure that they make this count.
Absolutely. Probably 2-down territory. That's what I'd be thinking right here. Even though a field goal does make it a 1-possession game, you can just tell by the aggression that Mike Zimmer has and what they're playing with. They may just go for it right here.
And you would see it right throughout the history of the Pro Bowl, other all-star football games where, you know, maybe there was a bit of a lackadaisical start to things, felt like an exhibition early, but as you get deeper into the game, these are some of the toughest competitors in the sport, and you're starting to see some of those juices flow.
Yeah, they're starting to feel it again. There's probably a little bit of chatter going on back and forth, like, okay, we're putting it on you. Okay, you know, pride is a wonderful thing in these all-star games like this, especially with these young players. I mean, a lot of these guys came from a long way. They got permission from their universities where they're early enrollees to come out and play. They want to look good. They also want to set the table for them to possibly earn a roster spot when they go back to their universities in spring football, because that's where roster spots are won. So getting in shape like this against this type of competition, that gets those juices flowing.
Yeah, and the fact that so many of these players now with the early signing day, they are already enrolled in many instances.
Right, absolutely.
And so they're raring to go. 3rd and goal here. Under 6 minutes in the 3rd. It's a handoff. This is Jordan Washington, and he gets upended. First to him was David Pale, a 6'3", 305-pounder from Manheim Township High School in Pennsylvania.
Yep, going to Michigan. Just a big-time play. Uses his leverage, beats the block. That's just an effort play. And you saw Jordan Lockhart was right there in the gap. But what a play by Pale.
And it looks like Team Mackay keeping the offense on the field here. 4th and goal.
That's what I said, 2-down territory right here. If you don't get it, you got to make the other team go 98 or 99. But Mike Zimmer is not going to settle for not getting it right here. You'll see some of the change in the backfield as well, so this looks like it's setting up for a pass.
Yeah, that's about Aimalai Fonoti in the backfield. It's a throw to the near corner, and it's going to be incomplete.
Oh.
And guess who in coverage again? La'a Kalama has just been a blanket.
Kalama has been spectacular in the second half. Surprised they went with a fade route right there, though. That's a difficult play. That's a low percentage play as it is. And on fourth down, I mean, the ball is right there. It's a little long, but to go with a 50-50 play, the way Kalama is playing, interesting. I thought it'd be a little bit more creative, maybe try something, you know, off the middle, or kind of what we say in the NFL is a rub type route to spring a receiver open. So a huge defensive stand right there by Team Mauka after the turnover.
Yeah, Jordan Anderson was the intended receiver on that pass, but Kalama, he has been putting in work here in this ball game. 5:06 to play in the third, and Mailuaki Smith now takes over at quarterback.
Yeah, this is what you're called not coming in an ideal circumstance when you're coming in off the bench. So let's see what he's got. Let's see what Smith shows right here, the Oklahoma State commit.
Well, somebody jumped prior to the snap. Let's see what the call is.
Ball start. 21. Half the distance to the goal is still first down.
Make things a little bit more complicated here. Good look at Smith from Sarah High School. Good frame, 6'4", 195, a three-star, signed with Oklahoma State. Had over 2,500 passing yards, 34 touchdowns in 2023. Led Sarah to a 12-1 record and the CIF Open Division title game last season. They would lose to Mater Dei in the championship. Also lost in the Open Final to St. John Bosco back in 2022. The ball is on the ground in the end zone, and it is picked up by Jaden Jackson.
Going on the field is a fumble recovered by the defense.
That's his second fumble recovery, and this one for a touchdown.
For a touchdown, and the big man earned the celebration. This was just a bad exchange, and Jackson says, I will take that. And then I'm going to celebrate. Big man celebration. Nothing like it. Do your thing, Jaden. Hold up, two. That's right. Now what you got? There you go. He's got that Domatov Pecco, ponytail hanging out right there. Pecco's on the other sideline, the Polynesian Football Hall of Famer. But what a play. Just a bad exchange in the backfield. That's two consecutive bad turnovers. So it's kind of to use a cliche, a tale of two halves when it comes to the giveaways.
Yeah, that fumble has been given to Smith. And so a touchdown for Team Mackay, and the complexion of this thing has changed entirely. But getting back to Jackson, between him and David Stone, those are some fierce fellas that Oklahoma's going to be rolling out there here this upcoming season and beyond under head coach Brent Venables.
Yeah, absolutely. David Stone, of course, one of the big-time five-star players in this game. Haven't heard a lot from him, though, as the PAT makes this a 3-point game.
David Dellenbach pokes it through, so 17-14. Under 5 minutes left to play here in this third quarter. It has been a defensive battle throughout. Jaden Jackson leaving his fingerprints all over the Polynesian Bowl.
What you're looking at is the all-new Marcos Pozzoli. 4 cheesy, melty, fully loaded varieties baked in fresh dough to golden perfection. You can stop staring now and try the new Marcos Pozzoli. Goes with pizza, goes on its own, goes for just $5.99.
Type 2 diabetes?
Discover the Ozempic Trizone. I got the power of 3. I lowered my A1C, CV risk, and lost some weight.
In studies, the majority of people reached an A1C under 7 and maintained it.
I'm under 7.
Ozempic lowers the risk of major cardiovascular events such as stroke, heart attack, or death in adults also with known heart disease.
I'm lowering my risk.
Adults lost up to 14 pounds.
I lost some weight.
Ozempic isn't for people with type 1 diabetes. Don't share needles or pens or reuse needles. Don't take Ozempic if you or your family ever had medullary thyroid cancer or have multiple endocrine neoplasia syndrome type 2 or if allergic to it. Stop Ozempic and get medical help right away if you get a lump or swelling in your neck, severe stomach
stomach pain, or an allergic reaction. Serious side effects may include pancreatitis. Gallbladder problems may occur. Tell your provider about vision problems or changes. Taking Ozempic with a sulfonylurea or insulin may increase low blood sugar risk. Side effects like nausea, vomiting, and diarrhea may lead to dehydration, which may worsen kidney problems. Living with type 2 diabetes?
Ask about the power of 3 with Ozempic.
The middle child never knows the beauty of elbow room. Until now, the 3-row Lexus TX.
The 2024 Pro Bowl game. This year's stars show off their best moves in the Skills Show. Plus, the AFC and NFC meet again in flag football. Skills Show February 1st on ESPN. Flag football and more skills February 4th on ESPN and ABC.
The 2024 Polynesian Bowl is brought to you by Microsoft Surface, official laptop of the NFL, and by Hawaiian Airlines. Hawaii flies with us.
Well, we have seen multiple defensive touchdowns in this one. Mackay has come back from down 17-0 to make it a 3-point contest here. Under 5 minutes to play in the third quarter of the Polynesian Bowl. Things are starting to get good here, Steve.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, we talked about the tale of two halves. We saw the 5 giveaways in the first half by Team Mackay. Now they've been able to get takeaways on the past 2 possessions. So that's why we have the score like this. Let's see if we get some explosive plays coming up. You know, as Team Mauka tries to get its footing, they've lost it.
Well, there are some who suggest that the modern era of football makes it really easy on the quarterbacks. Every quarterback in this game so far has either thrown an interception or committed a fumble that was lost.
And this is interesting with Marvin Lewis here. He's going back to Isaac Wilson. He puts Smith in the last possession on his own 2-yard line, fumbles in the end zone, and says, all right, I'm gonna get you out of here, and put Wilson back in the game. Again, Wilson's had a pretty solid game so far. The younger brother of Zach Wilson, a Utah product. Let's see if he can get this offense going, because it has been terrible sailing here in the second half.
He's gonna fling it out. This is Keola Abduhan. And he gets tripped up. Nice play there, Rashawn Clark.
Clark has had a good second half as well. We've called his name several times, coming up and making plays like that.
So 2nd and 10 coming up here for Team Mauka. They led 17-0 at halftime. Marvin Lewis was all smiles going into the break. You kind of got the sense that Mike Zimmer had a little edge about him. I'm sure he communicated some of that to his team, and we have seen the momentum swing in a huge way here in this third quarter.
Look at the body language. I mean, Team Mauka is out here just kind of walking around, whereas Mackay's got significant pep in its step. Bad snap.
Yeah, low snap, but Wilson able to retrieve it, throws it down the field, and it is nearly picked off.
Did he get it?
Bobbled a little bit and then fell to the turf. The defensive play by Jason Mitchell, almost coming away with an INT.
Yeah, the San Diego State product. Great coverage right here. He was on Gilmer, who's been Wilson's big target. Look at him climb the ladder and almost come down with that. That might have been a defensive moss had he done that play. Big time effort. Look at the athleticism. And now, 3rd and long. Let's see if some of these pass rushers can get home with this type of situation. Again, look at the body language. It's just not great for Team Mauka right now.
See Jason Mitchell, some of his stats, 4-star of Samoan descent, headed to San Diego State. Wilson, he tried to run the screen, and he throws a pick. Booker, aptly named Pickett, with the takeaway.
3rd consecutive giveaway, but what an athletic play. And this is a really tough play for quarterback. It's a design screen right here, and the pressure gets through, but you really have to touch it, and he sent it a little off the mark. Just a big-time interception, and Pickett now has Team Mackay in position to take the lead. Another giveaway deep in Mackay territory.
I mean, this is incredible how dramatically this has changed, and it has changed by virtue of these Team Mackay takeaways just setting up the offense.
That was bad. The last 2, though, the last 2 turnovers by Team Mauka were just really bad. The fumble in the end zone and that throw right there, just not a great play. Raiola still in at quarterback.
And looking to the end zone. And he overthrows his intended target, Jordan Anderson. Let's send it down to Kainoa.
What was the message in the second half, Jaden? Already 3 turnovers in a row to kick it off.
Well, you learn from your mistakes in the first one. We definitely weren't the best team. Kind of playing, 5-star minded, selfish. But here, I think we're definitely playing for a team. We had a good pep talk back there, so.
Absolutely. 2 fumble recoveries in this game. One of them a touchdown, man. How good did that feel?
It felt amazing. I wish I could point at my family. Shout out to my family, Alberta. I love you, Mom. Yes, sir.
Jaden, one of the cool things about this week, you don't just get to celebrate football, but culture as well. You were saying being raised in Indianapolis, you didn't grow up around a lot of Polynesian culture and people. So what has this week been like for you here in the island?
It's been awesome, but, first time I came in, they were speaking Hawaiian. Lady was looking at me like, what is he saying? I was like, I don't even know. So, yeah, it's been blessed to be here. It's a very grateful opportunity. Not a lot of kids get this. And thank you, Polynesian Bowl.
Absolutely. Keep playing hard out there. Steve Kainoa, we'll send it back up to you guys.
Thanks a lot.
Good job.
Kainoa.
That was fantastic. That was absolutely fantastic.
That's what it's all about.
It really is. Just a joy. But there's something he said. First half, we were playing 5-star minded and selfish, and that changed. That says a lot for guys to say, okay, I'm not out here to showcase and do everything. Let's play as a team.
Here's Caden Durham running off the left edge, turns upfield, crosses the goal line, and he is in to the end zone.
Second big run by Durham. LSU bound. Oh, and the celebrations have been just as spectacular as the scores. But Caden Durham, watch this, a very compact runner, about 200 pounds. About 5'10", he just turns a corner. This is poor tackling, and he just shows the explosiveness. I mean, he put the helmet on some guys on the previous carry, and Durham, very humble kid. I was talking to him this week, and I said, hey, man, it'd be interesting. It'd be great to call your name this week. He's like, look, I'm excited about it. I can't wait to go back to high school. I didn't want to enroll early because I want to share my final semester with the guys I came up with. Maybe that's some of that non-5-star mentality that we're seeing out of this team in the second half.
Well, Durham, a 4-star, but 11th ranked running back, according to 24/7 out of Duncanville High School in Texas. Looked like a 5-star on that play.
Oh, man. And the run before, too. Very physical, punishing run.
Dellenbach with the point after. And my, how things have changed.
Yes, they have.
It was 17-0 in favor of Team Malka at halftime. 21 unanswered after the break by Team Mackay, and they have asserted themselves up 21-17. Well, catch it all with NFL Plus. Stream the NFL playoffs and Super Bowl 58 on your phone and tablet. Plus, stay connected throughout the offseason with special content of the NFL Scouting Combine, NFL Draft, and more. We're catching Steve Weich on a lot of those programs and
a
lot of that content.
Hey, that's for a later day. I'm having too much fun right now. And I love this shot. Okay, Marvin Lewis all of a sudden sees how things are going. So who was he just talking to? He was talking to Jordan Lockhart. Right? He is the guy who has been the pulse of this team. The Texas A&M bound linebacker, the one who led the Haka before the game. You could just see him telling him, get your guys going here. I don't like the energy. Let's get it going. So just a really good shot right there of him going to the guy who he knows is going to have to stir the drink. Now, their offense is taking the field right now, but Lockhart is the guy who could get him going. And Lewis is still down on the sideline talking to him right now as well.
Terry Bussey back to receive the ensuing kick. And it is booted through the end zone. Well, Kainoa Carlson's been busy because Team Mackay's been making all the plays here in this third quarter. He's with Caden Durham.
That's right. Caden, what was called over there? I mean, you're running great tonight. You're picking your spots. So what are you seeing out there?
Man, I just seen open hole and I hit it. That's all it was.
Now, as soon as you came off the field, though, I mean, the smiles, man, you're having a lot of fun in this game, aren't you?
Most definitely. You got to have fun. You know, you in Hawaii. It's all good vibes out here.
Now, I keep asking everyone, man, what was said at halftime? You go in down 17-0, 21 unanswered here to kick off the second half. What's working?
Running the ball. Give me the ball. I told them, give me the ball. We're going to win. And sure, you see it.
So let's make sure we keep doing that. Keep getting them the ball. They're going to win. Steve Kainoa, back up to you guys. Cheers, man.
Yeah, we did see it. That's the second time we've heard that reference. You guys saw it.
Him and Mike Matthews, you saw it.
Here's Brian Wesco on the catch, and he gets rolled up just shy of the 30-yard line. Keo Patu also having himself a good ball game there, making the play. Well, the body language, you referenced it earlier in this quarter, and it has switched considerably from the first half to half number 2.
It really has. And, you know, let's see if now Team Mauka can get something going. They just had that quick 5-yard gainer. Okay, they don't have to try to get everything going all at once, but if they get into a rhythm here, we know the explosive potential that they have. And I'd love to see them get the ball to Terry Bussey. He's probably the most explosive player in this game, and he really hasn't done much offensively. We've seen him make more plays with the interceptions on the defensive side of the ball.
Well, Brian Wesco adds to his catch total. Wesco now with 6 catches, and that leads all receivers. He is headed to Clemson, and of course Clemson has long been known unofficially as wide receiver U. When you look back on the lineage, guys like DeAndre Hopkins, Sammy Watkins, Mike Williams, T. Higgins, and Wesco looking to restore some of that pride. 9-win season for Clemson this past year, which by those astronomically high standards, not necessarily living up to what the fans hope for.
Yeah, that's why they've got to get some recruits in there to go ahead and compete, especially with the changing landscape of college football. Wow, nice run, but another big hit.
That was Ka'apana on the carry. And
was that Rashawn Clark again?
Yeah, it looked like
Rashawn
Rashawn Clark was in on the play, and then he also appeared to be walking gingerly after the fact.
Well, it came in, it was a physical run, but I mean, Clark has been showing up play after play, whether in coverage, the physicality. And just very impressive. He's kind of lining up as that slot corner, slot safety. Has some outside linebacker responsibilities. You see him at number 7, the far left, kind of off the second level right now.
Wilson stepping up, wrapped up, and he goes down. That's going to bring up 3rd down, and David Stone,
there he is,
along with his roommate and Sooner teammate Jaden Jackson there making the play.
Now, Stone, we haven't called his name a lot, and this is just him playing gap sound and being a good teammate right there, right? He's holding his assignment. You saw Jackson close the hole, and then he finishes the drill. Stone is, again, probably, other than Dylan Raiola, the most decorated player coming into this game. He plays nose tackle, but can play anywhere along the line of scrimmage. Big-time player headed to Oklahoma, as you said, with his roommate, Jaden Jackson. They've got something working in there on the interior.
Yeah, glimpse into the future in Norman there.
Yeah, you see him lining up, kind of standing up now is the 3 technique, trying to get some pressure.
Wilson rolling, being chased, and he goes down.
There he is.
Caught from behind. That's Booker Pickett.
Booker Pickett's having a heck of a game. Pickett taking the pursuit off the edge, wraps it up. Pickett's got an interception. Got himself, yes, sir, take a bow.
Well, that entire Team Mackay defense can take a bow. What a 3rd quarter for Team Mackay as they completely turned this game around. Up 21-17 heading into the 4th.
Bring rings to beach wedding.
FedEx presents Tall Tales of True Deliveries.
Just another day on the job.
We did this for love. See what we can do for your business. FedEx.
Develop a gorgeous app with Fiverr. You'll need your product manager, QA engineer, and Omar, a Fiverr freelance product designer with an impressive number of orders who will join your team from home. Smart and cozy. Expand your team with a Fiverr freelancer.
My wife and I, we're all about family, football, and good sex. Being a Roman member gave me peace of mind. Everything is done from the convenience of my house. With Roman, on any given Sunday, anything can happen.
Armani, she's my purpose. I'm here to walk with her, hold her hand until she can walk alone. Kind of like being a father in this world.
When the details take precedence, the rest falls perfectly into place.
We strip away everything but the essential. And what we're left with are thoughtful bedrooms for modern living. Thuma.
I'm Sandra, this is Jorge, and we were adopted in 2019. I remember when they first came to us, Michael was already a teenager. The whole cliche of they're so lucky to have you guys, and it's the other way around. They have changed our family for the better. They chose to love us. They didn't have to. They chose us. Family.
Learn about adopting a teen from foster care. You can't imagine the reward. Visit adoptuskids.org.
NFL Game Day morning is your pregame home for divisional weekend. Saturday, how Christian McCaffrey is honoring the memory of his biggest fan.
He's impacted me much more than I've impacted him.
Then on Sunday, Amon-Ra St. Brown tells us what a postseason victory meant to Detroit.
It was the most electric atmosphere I've ever been a part of as a player.
And we preview the huge Mahomes-Allen showdown.
Which one of these monsters a better monster?
NFL Game Day morning, Saturday and Sunday on NFL Network.
The sun going down here in Honolulu, Hawaii. Turnovers, plenty, but what a difference in the second half. 10 total turnovers, but 4 for Team Mauka in this third quarter. As we get ready for the fourth, Team Makai just took over, Steve.
Yeah, absolutely right there. You're seeing Mike Matthews, the wide receivers going to Tennessee, get them on the board offensively. Bad play in the end zone, and Jaden Jackson, who was just taken over in the second half. He and Booker Pickett with the interception right there, who just had a sack. And look at this touchdown run. Poor tackling and just great running there by Caden Durham, LSU bound, as we have seen this entire script be flipped in just one quarter.
We've seen 7 interceptions thrown by the quarterbacks, 3 lost fumbles. And while you can definitely suggest maybe a little bit of disconnection among some of the offensive players because of the disjointed week of practice, you'd have to say these defensive players in this year's edition of the Polynesian Bowl, they've been a cut above.
They have been a cut above. Now, some of the interceptions, they were poor throws, right? But in some of the athleticism, again, we saw Pickett come up and leap and make a great interception on an errant screen throw. We've seen a lot of pressure, especially coming from the Oklahoma teammates Jaden Jackson and David Stone on Team Makai, really be disruptive. So again, we're seeing the talent show up right here. You have to wonder now if Team Mauka can make something happen defensively. That's how things have started for both teams.
That's right.
Again, to turn the tide with the way things have gone in the third quarter.
Micah Alejado in at quarterback for Team Makai, and they're going to give it on the ground to Caden Durham. There he is trying to turn up field.
He just told us
a few positive yards.
He just told us to give him the ball. That's
right.
That's a difference. Give him the ball. He's going to make yards. You see it. The LSU-bound running back out of Texas. Compact runner again. Really has kind of that Kevin Falk build since we're talking about LSU type of running backs. Seeing Durham leave the field right now. Micah Alejado, again, the quarterback out of Bishop Gorman, the lefty. He's at University of Hawaii. You watch his film, a lot of RPO type stuff. We just saw something right there with the R, the run, as part of that run-pass option that he likes to do.
Nevada State Player of the Year in 2023. Was the National Junior Player of the Year in 2022. It's another running play, and this will go for positive yards. This one given to Jordan Washington.
Yeah, we've seen Washington show up in the run game, but mainly earlier in the passing game. You know, he's made some plays. Another Arizona player, as we're seeing now, Team Makai rotate running backs. That tells me they want fresh legs in the game. And Mike Zimmer and his staff are trying to keep pushing the ball and burning some clock here.
Yeah, maybe feeling like they're starting to wear this Mauka team down a little bit. Certainly, this Team Mauka defense has been on the field a lot here in this second half. It's going to be a keeper there by Alejado on that RPO read.
It's going to be close on the measurement. It looks like he may have gotten across it. Yeah, he did. First down. So look, the RPO, we've seen 3 consecutive plays. He pulls it, We talked about it earlier. Jordan Ross, the pursuit when he comes crashing in. We saw him make a play on it earlier, but he's setting himself up for a play like that. Alejado saw it, pulled it, bounced it outside, where Ross came crashing down and vacated that space. Really, really heads-up play by Alejado.
Nice first down run. Noah Wiley there on the stop out of St. Louis School here in the Islands, headed to the University of Hawaii. Linebacker / edge rusher. 1st and 10. And this is Moi Pasi on the carry. Playing on his home field, played for Kamehameha School's head coach Kaeo Dramundo. We mentioned his recruitment perhaps hindered by the leg injury he suffered in 2022. So this is a player who is at the moment available.
Yeah, a great opportunity for him to showcase. You see the great size that he has right there. Wasn't able, the offensive line really got kind of dominated on that play. So not a lot of room right there. So 2nd and 11. Now they may have to step back from that run game that's been so effective. And we saw Alejado have a tough interception in the first half. He came back ripping it after that. Well, let's see if they can keep this rhythm going.
Well, they are going to keep it on the ground. A little bit of running room out to the 30-yard line.
Again, that's Durham back in the field. We see them rotating running backs. We're seeing it happen right now again. As Durham's getting ready to come off the field, they want fresh legs to keep on pounding. But it is 3rd and long right now, Kanoa. They can't have that type of play unless they got some trickeration up their play on the ground game.
And they are taking some chunks off of the clock here, which I'm sure is part of the plan. But, yeah, you're right. 3rd and 8 here coming up. Alejado to throw, and he is hit from behind, and he is buried. Kekai Burnett out of Punahou School, headed to Michigan State.
Big time play. Big time play. Watch him just beat his man. This is, he gets into the gap, and then it's just all speed and closing. Great play, great effort, and that's exactly the type of stop that they needed. We talked about defenses change momentum all throughout that game. That's the type of play now where they can get the ball back in decent field position and try to get some points on the board to regain the lead that they've blown. Remember, they've allowed 21 unanswered points, that being Team Mauka.
Burnett, 3-star edge rusher, number 41 ranked defensive end by 24/7. And Team Mackay forced to punt it away. The fair catch is made by Terry Bussey. So 7:15 there in about left to play in this game. Team Mauka's offense with the football. Don't go anywhere.
Panini America, the world leader in sports collectibles, with its constant innovation, is about to change the world of sport again. Panini has partnered exclusively with some of the biggest NIL names and events in sport. Better get ready, because this is only the beginning. The future is now.
Man, shout out Panini, man. We wouldn't have done it without him.
A car is a car. Is a spa.
An office.
Hi. Hello.
A cinema.
So automated. Yes, the definition of a car changes. But one thing stays the same. It's a Mercedes-Benz.
What I thought was a complete life was nowhere near complete. But it is now.
Learn about adopting a teen at adoptuskids.org.
Do you think you have what it takes to make like it never even happened happen? Then you belong at the #1 brand in property restoration. Woo! Visit servpro.com/careers and apply today.
Kick off Super Bowl 58 weekend with NFL Honors, hosted by Keegan-Michael Key. Find out who will be named the best of the best.
We can make this world a better place than we found it.
NFL Honors, presented by Invisalign, Thursday, February 8th at 9/8 Central.
Aloha and welcome back to the 2024 Polynesian Bowl. We're over here on Team Makai's sideline, joined right now by Brendan Huffman of 24/7 Sports. Brendan, you spend much of the year compiling stats, doing the research, and that's what goes into this game and the rankings and the players. Tell us about some of the stars that are participating in this year's Polynesian Bowl.
Yeah, you have the #1 quarterback in the country, and Dylan Raiola is already enrolled at Nebraska. Didn't play any of the other All-Star games, played in this game only, like Nico Yamaliava a year ago. So you have Dylan out here today, rallying his team back from a 17-0 deficit, with the #1 quarterback in the country being here, lends that credibility for the second straight year. Then you also have Terry Bussey. He's the #1 athlete in the country. Didn't sign with Texas A&M despite being committed there. A lot of schools still want him. We saw him start at receiver, flip over to play some corner. That's why he's the #1 athlete in the country.
Absolutely. Bussey is balling. Now, in terms of opportunities, in a lot of ways, the Polynesian Bowl is going to be that last time to get something on film ahead of what's to come. Maybe some diamonds in the rough, if you will.
Yeah, in fact, I heard one of the coaches say, hey, this is the last 12 minutes of high school football, so there's some guys that are trying to extend that into college. Jaden Chanel at Waipahu High School had a touchdown. I think he had 4 catches in the second quarter. You had La'a Kalama out of Skyridge High School in Utah. He had an interception. When they got down inside the goal line, he had 2 breakups inside the 5-yard line. And so when you see guys like that with 2 weeks until signing day, this is that last opportunity, the last amount of film they could put on camera for a coach to see and maybe end up signing with somebody come February 7th.
And then just this game just continues to gain popularity, notoriety, and now in its 7th year of the Polynesian Bowl. I mean, it seems as if the talent, it just continues to get better every year.
Yeah, I mean, during the game, you honored Laiatu Latu and Puka Nakua, the National Defensive Player of the Year, probably a guy who should be the Rookie of the Year. They played in this game, and now you have elite players from all over the country. Puka's brother, Tay's playing in the game, but you have 8, 9, 5-stars in this game. David Stone's been a phenomenal player tonight, the #1 defensive player in this game. So that, again, adds to the credibility of the game. When you have elite national players already enrolled in college, coming a week out here to go spend and play this game.
What's to come in the future? Obviously, these guys are wrapping up their prep career, but as we look ahead maybe to 2025 in that class.
Yeah, I mean, you already got a number of the best players in the country already played in that game. Alak Kanuabalu, Douglas Utu, SJ out of Bishop Gorman, 3 of the best linemen, all on the same high school offensive line, already in this game. David Sanders already committed to playing the game, #1 tackle in the country. So I'm excited about next year. I'm excited to come back next year and see what's going to be a really good game for guys in the trenches so far.
All right, now make sure every year you come back and you speak with us at this Polynesian Bowl every year.
You got me coming back next year.
Pleasure to have you, Steve Kanoa. We'll send it back up to you guys.
Hey, thanks a lot, Kainoa. Yeah, we'll let Huff catch his breath after that. You get the feeling that he could do that all day, right?
All day. You can tell he loves it. That's a total passion. They do such justice in their evaluating of these players. It's a massive network in terms of getting these evaluations together, comparing them by position to guys all over the country. That is not easy because it is subjective, but it also helps build relationships with the universities. And you can see the players that they put 5 and 4 stars on in this game, they're showing up. And one of them was Terry Bussey. We talked about him, a 5-star, he committed to Texas A&M, but has not signed, with a big play just 2 plays ago to get them to move the sticks and get them in position where they're right now near midfield.
There's also some hitting going on out there. Keola Abduhan on the carry, and he gets flipped very close to that marker, but it looks like they're going to eyeball it and give him enough distance for the first down.
Yeah, this is a great opportunity. Look at the time on the clock now. We're getting close to 5 minutes. If they can get together a drive like this, right, short play, big play, short play, eat clock, a 12-play drive, they could emerge with a victory after struggling with all of those giveaways in the third quarter that allowed Team Makai to take over.
Jake Merklinger is the quarterback, and he's going to tuck it and slide after a gain of what they will call about 5. Of course, where he initiates the slide is where they mark the football.
Well, that's a part of his game, and watching film of him, playing down in Savannah, Georgia, he also played some DB. I mean, he's got some athleticism to him. You see the size, right? He's got some of the physical specs. But that was a quick decision. I don't think it was a designed quarterback draw. It kind of looked like it because he read it and rolled. But that was a very heads-up play by him. Spot was kind of interesting, like you said, where he started the slide. Seemed a lot shorter than what he thought probably where he finished, but still second manageable.
So 2nd and 5 in Team Makai territory. Another running play. This is Abduhan. Penalty flag comes in. Abduhan wrestled down after a gain of 3, but we'll see what the penalty's about. Looks like it's going to be a hold.
Holding. 68 of the offense. 10-yard penalty to steal. Second down.
That's Preston Taumua, another Nebraska Cornhusker out of Waipahu High School of Samoan descent. Prior to his senior year, played at another Oahu High School, Aiea High School.
Yeah, we haven't seen a lot of penalties tonight, and when that one shows up, it's a killer, right? Instead of it being third and short, it is now second and long. Team Mauka had a really good ground game going, and now they're probably going to have to throw the ball to make up some of this yardage.
Merklinger 6 for 11 for 60 yards. You heard Brandon Huffman talking about Dylan Raiola able to turn the tide a little bit. His numbers 7 of 15 for 111 yards, a touchdown, and a pick. Merklinger throwing down the sideline, may have been clipped. It was underthrown, was looking in the direction of Terry Bussey.
Yeah, it looked like Mahuka came out of nowhere to put the pressure on him to really distract him and make him get rid of it a little sooner than he wanted. You see him read, and then now the pursuit, the pressure. Oh, he got a piece of the ball. Look at the trajectory change right there. That's a big-time play by Isaac Mahuka from here in Honolulu. But that's a big-time play. Now it's 3rd and 16. This is what that holding penalty does. It's going to make now Team Mauka take some risk unless they feel this is 2-down territory. Again, you see the clock ticking. You might not want to give the ball back. So I would not be surprised if right here Marvin Lewis sees this as 2-down territory and maybe get 10 yards instead of going for the whole McCoy here and try to get 16 all in one chunk.
So here we go, 3rd and 16. Huge play, low snap, ball is on the turf.
Ball's out.
Still loose. And a most inopportune gaff there by Team Mauka. And the tug of war still continues, it appears. David Stone finally comes out of the scrum with the football, and they're going to give it to Team Mackay.
Wow.
Another turnover in this game.
Yeah, this is just another bad play, a poor snap. Merklinger can't field it. There's all kind of feet around him. He goes for it when he should have fallen on it, but it gets kicked by one of his own teammates while he's down there. And then now you're playing rugby. Who can come out with the biggest grip in the football?
And a good chance that if you are in a wrestling match or tug of war with 275-pound David Stone, he's going to win. It appears as though he did.
Catch all your favorite postseason content on NFL Plus. Stream every playoff game and Super Bowl 58 live on mobile. Watch exclusive offseason coverage. Catch it all on NFL Plus today. Plans starting at $6.99 a month.
Dear moms and dads, we know it's not always been easy, and it's been a lot of hard work. It's not worth trying. What you have achieved here today is going to help us and our futures. It's not worth trying. It is why we are coming up on stage to collect your diplomas. Everything I do it for you. Mom, love you all. No, it's true. Everything I do it for you.
When you graduate, they graduate. Visit finishyourdiploma.org to find free and supportive adult education centers near you.
My dad was a farmer. The guy was bigger than life. He wasn't someone that liked to show his emotion or liked to show when he was struggling, but we all struggle. I want to show emotion to my kids. It's something that brings me so much joy, and I want them to see me working through things. Allow your kids to know that it's okay to struggle, that even dad doesn't know the answer sometimes, but we're going to figure it out together.
So Team Mackay taking over after the fumble recovery, 21-17. They lead here in the fourth. The best draft-eligible players from historically black colleges and universities put on the pads one last time to show they're worthy of getting drafted. The third annual All-State HBCU Legacy Bowl, Saturday, February 24th at 4 p.m. Eastern, exclusively on NFL Network and streaming on NFL Plus. So they credited that last fumble recovery officially to Ephraim Asiata. We mentioned him earlier in the game, headed to BYU, the son of former NFL running back Matt Asiata, who starred at Utah and then played in the league for the Vikings under head coach Mike Zimmer. Also played for the Lions. Asiata, an incredible story. At the age of 15, he survived a shooting outside of his high school. He was given a 1% chance of surviving, and here he is. It was a shooting that also took the lives of 2 of his friends and football teammates. An unimaginable tragedy. And yet, with the support of his family and extended family, here he is making potentially a game-winning play.
Just an incredible story. I mean, you know, the physical things he had to overcome, the mental things that are going to be with him forever. To see him here having fun like we just saw him having on that bench after recovering that fumble, that is just a fantastic development in his growth and everybody who's there to support him to help him get to this point.
First time out of the half.
Imalai Fonoti on that last carry for Team Mackay. And so Team Mauka now up against it here, having to utilize some timeouts to stop the clock, see if they can get the football back. But Team Mackay has just been dominant since halftime.
Yeah, they have. And again, we've talked about it over and over how defense kind of flipped the momentum. They got some takeaways. They got a defensive score to really pull them. And now they've asserted themselves with the ground game where that big, powerful offensive line has allowed them to kind of burn some clock and pick up some yards and move the chains. But this is going to be an interesting development now because you see that Marvin Lewis, you know, the head coach for Team Mauka, is using his timeouts at a very opportune time. And this is really going to force Team Mackay try to get some yards on this play to get closer to a first down, because right now they're in that no man's land. They're not in field goal range, so to speak. So this is a really big play right here for Team Mackay, pick up 6 or 7 yards.
And a fake handoff, and immediately jumping into the grill of Dylan Raiola was Jordan Ross.
He has been all over tonight. Again, this is what you see on film of him. He lines up at that left defensive end. He's so quick off the ball. He can shed a block, but then his pursuit and his ability to close, that is a very hard thing, is to close. You can get within arm's reach, but to get there and bring somebody down like he just did, like he's done several times in this game, was big time. And you know what else? That was an RPO. He bit the last time on the inside hand fake. He stayed at home with great eye discipline to make that play to put his team in a very advantageous spot.
It'll be considered the top recruit ever out of Vestavia High School, Vestavia Hills High School, I should say, in Birmingham, Alabama. His nickname used to be Child's Play because of his, as a kid, attachment to a Chucky doll. And so his nickname was Child's Play. You know Chucky from
yeah, I do,
movies?
and I'm kind of wondering what to think about that because I mean that was Child's Play right there. But I mean, if that's something he's really attached to, we might have to have a little conversation.
That's a good point.
He's balling right now, though. What a big time play.
So 3rd and 17 here for Team Mackay. Raiola escaping trouble, but being chased from behind.
Look who it is.
There he is, Jordan Ross.
Chucky, Child's Play.
Yeah, he's like Chucky. He's never quite out of sight or non-threatening.
And look at where he makes this tackle. He is coming from, this time he lines up at the right defensive end. He oversteps the pocket, and look at the closing speed. You hear me talking about it, the ability to close and make a play.
There you see 6'4", 233 from Vestavia Hills in Alabama. 12 and a half sacks, along with 72 total tackles in 2023.
All right, so Marvin Lewis just used his last time out.
3-4-0. 3-4-0.
He used his last time out, but plenty of time on the clock as they're lining up the punt. We're seeing there's no rush on the punt. So, you know, we're likely, you know, he's telling the Mike Zimmer's telling his punter, don't kick it in the end zone. Don't get a touchback. Just try to pin him there as close to the 10 as possible.
So Mauka trying to freeze the clock here. 4th and 12, looking to get the ball back. We got a little bit of drama here towards the tail end of this edition of the Polynesian Bowl.
Well, a little bit of drama. We also had a little bit of excitement on the tail end of that play. You know, some tempers flared a little bit. The referees had to get control of it, but This is a great opportunity, a big-time defensive stand, as Jordan Ross showed up on back-to-back plays to give his team an opportunity. Again, the defense, the last time they were on the field, made a play to give their team an opportunity. Now their offense has got to capitalize if they want to win this game, looking at the clock with no timeouts.
The timeout situation on the graphic, not accurate. Malka has used all 3 of its timeouts here.
Yes, Marvin Lewis used them right there, and there you see the punt. Like, don't let it go into the end zone. Oh,
and there it goes.
There
what
it
a
is.
bounce.
So they catch a break. Team Malka catches a break with the touchback.
Tyler Kinsman on the punt. Part of the reason why he's the #1 punter, according to Chris Saylor kicking. So Team Malka, one last stab at a victory when we come back.
You get to the pros, everybody's talented. Whoever is the most prepared is the one that's going to dominate.
I mean, my surface is always in front of me. You know, when we're in meetings, I have the ability to draw up our new plays, take notes, but to have something that keeps it all in order for me is huge.
It's really essential on game day. When you out there, your brain is moving extremely fast, heart pumping, surface, it just slows it all down.
You see a certain look, you adjust, and if you adjust the right way, it gives you the opportunity to be able to go out there and score a touchdown.
You're going through a lot. I wonder if you know that we can get help. Let's see how far we can go. Love, your mind.
Welcome back. So here we are, 3:34 left to play in this 7th edition of the Polynesian Bowl. The fans coming out in full force here at Kunui'akea Stadium on the campus of Kamehameha Schools, Kapalama. And Team Malka trailing by 4 with the football and one last chance. No timeouts remaining to try to see if they can steal this thing.
Right, you think Isaac Wilson now, and who does he get it to? Bussy.
Bussy, the playmaker.
One of the most explosive players in the game. A quick catch and run. The clock is running.
You mentioned something interesting. Yeah, they're keeping the clock going here.
Didn't he get out of bounds? Okay, the officials are blowing their whistles.
Yeah, so now they stop the clock. You said something interesting while we were away during the break. You said, hey, look, if worse comes to worse, you could put Terry Bussey behind center here in this game.
That's a position he played in high school, at Simpson High School, where he was a player of the year, led his team to a state championship. This is something where, I think Marvin Lewis will say, we're going to put the ball in the hands. Now he's here in the right slot as he catches that one. Oh.
He doesn't catch it. Ball on the turf. Are they going to rule it a fumble?
The whistle has not blown.
It's picked up by Team Mackay and returned into the end zone by David Stone. Is it a touchdown?
I don't know. That looked like a forward pass. Wow, they did not blow the whistle.
Well, they are currently calling it a backwards pass, fumble recovery by David Stone, who returns it to the house. And they're going to talk this over.
Ruling on the field is a backward pass recovered by the defense for a touchdown.
Oh.
What do you think?
That's a close call. That is a Music City Miracle type line. But if you look where Wilson is, if we can replay this a little bit, if where his foot is on the hash mark and to where, okay, so let's watch this. And if we can slow this down just to look, okay, now watch Wilson, watch the right foot on the hash mark. Just beyond that. But then watch, okay, you see Bussy, but watch where he catches it.
That looks
where
like
the ball is where his foot comes down.
Like a forward pass.
That looks like a forward pass. It looks like his foot was in front of that hash mark right there. So that looks like a forward pass. But again, no whistle was blown on that play.
Let's listen in.
We're seeing the white hat here. They're having a discussion.
So it looks, by virtue of the replay, like it was a forward pass. Should have been an incompletion. Instead, the ruling on the field is a backwards pass and fumble. And so how about the two Oklahoma Sooner D linemen, Jaden Jackson and David Stone, each with fumble recovery touchdowns in this game?
So over that, I mean, looks like there was a big conference with the officials and somebody with game operations. So let's listen up and see if there's a change in anything that's happening here. I haven't seen any of them have a conversation with the head coaches, though, so I don't think so. No. They're lining it up. It's going to stick. David Stone puts the icing on the cake for Team Mackay with that fumble recovery.
What a break there for Team Mackay. And so David Dellenbach with the point after makes it a 28-17 game. Mackay at this point has scored 28 unanswered in this second half. But again, by virtue of that replay, it appears as though it should have been an incompletion because it appeared to be a forward pass.
Yeah, and this is something where Bussey could have made this simple and kept his eyes on the ball. If you watch this, as the ball comes towards him, he stares towards the DB who's approaching, ready to make a move, loses the ball, never has possession of it. And that's why it wasn't ruled an incomplete pass. And now they say it's a fumble, a backwards pass, and a fumble. And David Stone, one of the players we talked about coming into this game, one of the most highly touted players on this field who is at Oklahoma, joins his teammate Jaden Jackson, as you mentioned, Kanoa, with getting a fumble recovery for a touchdown. Now, Stone had to run 15 yards for his.
True.
Jackson could have recovered his in the end zone. But those two, the force that they have been in the second half of this game, I think one of those two's got to be your defensive MVP.
I mean, are we considering co-defensive MVPs at this point? I mean, that is going to be one of the more dramatic aspects of this game, is trying to pick out who the defensive MVP of this one is.
The Boomer Sooner Nation is going crazy knowing that these two guys are going to be anchoring the middle for a few years there.
And that's another example as well, Steve, of when you're on the field, even in a situation like that, you can't assume anything. It appeared as though Bussey, like most of the players out there, thought it was an incompletion. The Team Mackay squad, though, they didn't give up on the play, and they ended up with a touchdown.
Play the whistle. You don't hear a whistle, you continue playing. Even if he fumbled it, even if it was a backwards pass, get on it and don't allow that type of turnover in possession that just happened. So now we're going to probably have some fireworks. So they've got to get two scores in a hurry. So let's see if Isaac Wilson, again, the Utah-bound quarterback, younger brother of Zach, can hit some explosive plays. And something tells me they're going to let Bussey try to make amends here.
I mean, you talk about defense stepping up here. And yes, there have been some less than stellar offensive moments of execution. But we have seen some defensive studs all over the field to the tune of 12 total turnovers.
Wow, and they've taken out Stone and Jackson. Jackson might be in there. Stone does not, unless that's him lined up at the right defensive end spot.
Wilson, he's going to unload down the field. It is incomplete.
Wow, goes for Quasi Gilmer. The ball was right there. But that's what you call safety help.
Mitchell.
Mitchell's had a couple big plays here in the second half as well. Watch him come over from the safety spot and close. Bats it away at the last second because you saw Gilmer go up. But that's Mitchell, yeah. You made the play, drop the hammer. Wow, there's been defensive play after defensive play showing up right now for Team Mackay.
Saw a little bit of the arm strength from Wilson as well earlier in the week. All of the quarterbacks had a longest throw contest. Wilson was able to get well over 63 yards as he is rolling. Throws across his body and broken up. A precision hit by Marcellus Williams.
Wow, that's a big-time play by the USC-bound Williams. The timing on this was perfect because that's an excellent play by Wilson to evade the traffic. Rolls right, but watch the timing so he doesn't get the defensive pass interference on this. He's just eyeballing the quarterback. Perfect time. He does not show up early, right on time. Wow, and speaking of time, the clock is not working in favor
Well, we have a penalty flag on the field.
Conduct for 7 of the defense. It's a 15-yard penalty with an automatic first down.
Oh, they're signaling unsportsmanlike against Rashawn Clark after the play by his teammate Marcellus Williams. We've seen a lot of celebrating in this one. Not sure exactly what transpired after that play.
This is number 7's first unsportsmanlike.
All right, well, let's send it down to Kainoa Carlson.
All right, guys, thank you so much. Right now, we're on the hunt for that touchdown ball that David Stone Jr. just scored. Walk us through that play, man. There was a little bit of confusion. Some guys kind of stopped moving, but not you.
Yeah, man, I got to give thanks to God. You know, as soon as the play started, you know, I was hungry for it. And I said I need to make some. My team was like, man, we got to get the ball back. I was like, okay, I got you. So the whole time going through my head, okay, I'm like, okay, I gotta do something. I got to do something different. And I tried to pull out a trick out the bag, you know, something deep. I did it. It worked at first, and then I saw he swung the ball out. And I was like, okay, man, I got to go. You know, I got to hustle over to go make the play. And so when I'm hustling, I saw he dropped it. I'm like, oh, this is a perfect opportunity right here. You know, I got to capitalize on this moment. And the whole time, it's just like, it was going real slow. I'm like, okay. My teammate, he fumbled it at first. I'm like, all right, man. Everyone else is frozen. I guess they didn't know, like, the play was still going on. But I'm like, nah, I didn't hear no whistle blow. So he kicked it into my stomach, man. I caught it. Run it in for a touchdown, man. And I got to give thanks to God because he put me in a position to make the play.
Hey, a pair of touchdowns tonight for Oklahoma commits. You and your teammate, Jaden Jackson, man. Congrats to both of you guys. Steve Canova, send it back up to you.
Thanks a lot. That's all the time we have, though, after that breakdown by David Stone.
I mean, I want him now to go into film production because the way he outlined that by second would be a beautiful story told on film. That was well done. That was detail after detail.
Team Malco. Wilson stepping up, throws on the run, and a huge hit. That was Marcellus Williams laying the hat on Micah Ka'apana. We have seen some vicious hits in this Polynesian Bowl.
Yeah, I mean, now these DBs are stepping up right here. Williams and Mitchell are playing bang. See, you know, in the league that I cover, most of the NFL, a flag probably would have been thrown for that. We don't see that right here. But a big-time play. We're seeing Isaac Wilson really trying to scramble, make something happen right here. There was an opportunity, but these DBs are sticking. Again, Mitchell and Williams on this drive have come up with some fantastic plays. Now it's 3rd and long. You know, they've got to make something happen. Maybe you don't go for the chunk play right here, but the time is just not working against them. 2:39 left in this game, 2 scores down.
Wilson 15 of 22 for 105 yards, 2 INTs. You mentioned 7 total interceptions thrown by the quarterbacks in this game, and that pass incomplete to Ka'apana. Remember, he took the lick on the other side of the field just moments prior to that. And he's going to bring up 4th down.
Yeah, great point. They have to go for it right here. It's 4th and 10. They've got some opportunities, you know, with the clock stop. They can discuss it because of the incompletion. But they're going downfield, and we've seen Wilson try to really work the edges. Hasn't really been there in the middle of the field. Maybe this is an opportunity where he goes back to his tight end, Bettenker, who he really is. Bettenker really hasn't shown up much in the second half. We saw a lot of him in the first half.
So Wilson getting some instruction from Sterling Carvalho, the head coach for Kahuku, winning their 3rd straight state title in the open division here in the state of Hawaii. And you have a lot of the local football coaches able to help out on each sideline in the preparation and the coaching of this game.
Yeah, all during the week, a lot of those local high school coaches have been drawing. We've seen Wilson go to the sideline. Oh,
had a man open.
Ball. That's a 3rd drop pass in the last 2 drives.
That was Bryant Wesco unable to haul it in. Looked like it would have been enough for a 1st down. Instead, it is a turnover on downs, and Team Mackay sitting pretty.
Yeah, I mean, Wilson just makes a beautiful throw right here, right in Wesco's hands. He just couldn't hang on. That's a 3rd drop we've seen, again, the last 2 possessions where the receivers have not helped out Wilson as they've tried to close the gap, and now time absolutely is working against Team Mauka.
What a turnaround here. It was 17-0 in favor of Team Mauka at halftime. Since then, Team Mackay has scored 28 unanswered. Now, it's not without a little bit of controversy because of the fumble recovery touchdown play that saw David Stone running it into the end zone. Probably should have been an incompletion, but that still doesn't take away from this defensive effort by Team Mackay, and then the offense able to fill some of those gaps to be able to make this run.
Yeah, absolutely. Right now, with Team Mackay not having any timeouts left, you're going to see Team Mackay run the ball on 4 consecutive downs. Again, they're kind of in that no man's land, being on Mackay's 40-yard line. So even if it's third and whatever, they're going to run the ball and burn clock in between here. So even if they do not convert a first down, there'll be very little time left for Team Mackay to do anything.
Ty McCutcheon in at quarterback. And they do, in fact, run the football. And an opening for Jordan Washington.
Jordan Washington with a big run, and then now completely unnecessary hit. Good job, everybody. Kind of get some cooler heads here on the sideline. We don't need this fantastic game marred by anything.
Yeah, Jordan Ross was following Washington out of bounds. We'll see exactly what the call is, but it looked like there was some contact after he ran beyond the sideline.
Yeah, and Mike Matthews, the standout wide receiver, does not have his helmet on. He's tempered. He's hot right now. His teammates are walking him to the sideline. So we'll see what happens on the end of this fantastic run. Again, a big hit. Out of bounds. It wasn't a big hit, it was a push. You see Matthews got his helmet ripped off just in front, and then there's that. Then Jordan Ross finished that after ripping off Matthews' helmet earlier on the play. Yeah, don't want to see that in a game like this. Personal foul.
So personal foul, hands to the face.
Spot of the foul. Person down.
Oh, okay, so that's not what we thought it was going to be.
Not at all.
So they're calling that actually on Team Mackay.
That is a surprise. And so it's Team Mackay getting backed up. 2:20 left to play here in this fourth quarter.
Yeah, you see the clock stop. It will start on the referee's whistle, but there was an opportunity there for them to be within range where they, were closer to the goal line and probably could have burned out the clock. They still have the opportunity to do that. There's still a lot of discussion going on in the field with the officials here.
Correction, the foul was on the defense.
Okay, that makes a little more sense, doesn't it?
Absolutely.
Thought I was going to have to get my head checked at the end of this one.
Hey, all the guys in the truck are rewinding the tape like, wait a second, wait, where was it? Where was it?
I'll take another look.
So watch this. Over here, Matthews' helmet gets ripped off. And then here, a push, and then that. That is, look, Jordan Ross has played too good of a game for something like that to happen, whether it was intentional or not. You just don't like to see something like that.
But the call was illegal hands to the face, so you would think that it had to do with the Mike Matthews play and not what happened at the tail end there with Jordan Ross and that knee making contact with Jordan Washington.
Great point. When you see early in the play as he's pursuing, you see him get behind Matthews and pull his helmet off. That's why Matthews had to be escorted in a temper by his teammates off the field without his helmet.
So clock ticking, and Team Mackay will take a knee.
Not your typical victory formation without the quarterback being under center.
And so the clock stopping momentarily, but they will keep it going. Under 2 minutes to go, and this is when, obviously, Team Mackay feeling pretty good about the conclusion of this one. You start to reflect on the week that has been, right? And all of these players who have collected here in the islands, many of them building friendships that will last a lifetime. And we will see some of the players who have starred on the field here this evening, Steve. We will see them not only go on to thrive at the collegiate level, in just a matter of maybe 4 to 5 years, we're going to be seeing a bunch of these guys playing on Sundays.
And that's been the case. I mean, again, you look at the history of the players that have come from this game. Tua Tagovailoa, AJ Epinesa, Bijan Robinson, so many players, Puka Nacua, who are now playing in the NFL, who played in the Polynesian Bowl, which is the elite high school all-star game that there is in the nation, and it's only growing because the way they organize. There's a Polynesian Football Hall of Fame have put this together and just make it an overall experience, not just a game for everybody involved, including their families.
So Team Mackay will have to take a knee one more time, and that should do it as they head to the line.
Tana Cool was actually like practicing his golf swing on that last victory formation, so he knows what time it is.
And there is the knee, and
great game.
That's going to do it. Yeah, it ended up being, although lopsided at halftime, a heck of a competitive game in the second half. Team Mackay just turned it on. They were able to find that extra level, and what a comeback and what a victory for Team Mackay. And you don't think these players care about the results of this all-star game? You can see it. Caden Durham jumping up and down on the field. Look at the smile on Mike Zimmer's face. What a week. What a game.
I love it. Zimmer right before halftime, in a sideline interview, said, we're going to come out, we're going to score, and we'll see what happens from there. So it's just a great experience.
So your final score, it is Team Mackay with the victory, 28-17. Your game MVPs when we come back.
Everyone who's endured the bad seat, finally, sweet, sweet redemption. The Lexus TX.